Trophied up. Yeah. Hey, do yo. Trophied up. Yeah. Hey, do yo. Trophied up. Do your dance when the G's up. G. Spaced out. Got me geeked up. 10 toes on the west. Can I beat us? You cannot. Shining every time they meet us. Rack 'em up. Since 96. Yeah. Been number one in LA. Something slight. That's the gist.
Welcome to the Talking Galaxy live watch along of LA Galaxy versus Herediano. Apologize for the technical difficulties at the start, but we are here now. This is my first time running the whole show on StreamYard platform, so it's a bit it's been a learning experience. But I am here joined by Galaxy News 101, aka Sean. Welcome, buddy.
Well, it is good, everyone. We have a big game today. Hope you are all ready for this one.
Yes, sir. And I am also joined by Talking Galaxy on Instagram, aka Griffin.
What's up? Excited for this one. Good to be back in CCL after way too long. So look forward to it.
It's been a while. So yeah, well, welcome to the stream. Let's just dive right into these lineups. The match will kick off at, I believe, 5:40 if we're playing by MLS times on how we typically kick things off over here. It is live on FS2 or on YouTube. By the way, you could go through either streaming service. But let's go through this lineup. A very interesting lineup for the LA Galaxy. In goal, you have John McCarthy, who gets to start over Novak Nicevic. If you paid attention to our podcast yesterday, you know that that's not entirely a surprise. You kind of expected the Galaxy to go with the veteran in net over Novak Nicevic. And then you have John Nelson, Amiro Garces, Maya Yoshida, and Harbor Miller in the defense. Now, this is through the MLS app, so, you know, formation-wise, they're usually wrong. If this plays more like a 5-back, I wouldn't be surprised. Because according to this, you got Ruben Ramos Jr. in the midfield, another very young player, as well as Marco Royce and Edwin Cerrillo. And the front three apparently is Julian Ade, Christian Ramirez, and Gabriel Peck. What do you guys make of this lineup? We'll start with Sean.
Whatever it is on that app, I don't think that's the correct formation we're playing. Although I'm fine with the rotation in here. We figured there would be some, considering we played on Sunday and we'll be playing on the weekend against two difficult teams.
Right.
So we were expecting this type of rotation. Because I'm not sure if the lineup is correct.
Yeah. It's definitely something that we have to watch out for, how this actually plays in game. Are we actually 1 second? Okay. I'd like Griffin, would you like? Okay, I don't think we're actually live.
Oh, we are currently. It just uploaded a new stream altogether.
Oh, did it?
Yes.
Okay.
So lots of technical difficulties today,
Okay,
unfortunately.
Yeah. It's we don't have our good editor Tony. It really makes you appreciate all of the people who do work behind the scenes. But Griffin, you want to go over this while we're here?
I think it's one of two things. I think it's either, like you mentioned, it's a back five. Aude, Miller's wingbacks, John Nelson tucking in as that left-sided center back. Maybe double pivot of Royce and Cerrillo, and then a front three of Peck, Ramos, and Ramirez. I think it's either that or it's what you said about Aude being up on the wing. I know we saw, I think FotMob has it as a normal 4-2-3-1 with Garces at DN, or do they switch it to Aude on the wing? It's one of those two. I think those are the three possibilities. I feel like it's probably not Garces at DM, but we'll see. You know that you have two center backs on the field. You know that you have three outside backs on the field. You know where Peck's going to be. You know where Ramirez is going to be. You know where Cerrillo is going to be. So it's really just piecing in those other objects. So I think it's either the 4-2-3-1 like we've seen, or it could be a 5-back, seeing as, you know, it's the away leg. It's Central America. Away goals are a thing in CCL. So you go down there, you get a 0-0, you get a 1-1, you get a good draw, and you go home. And sometimes you have to play for a draw. I'm not saying we should, but I'm saying it's sometimes smart to go conservative in
By the
Central
way,
America.
that has to be the most outdated rule ever. is away goals. The fact that we still have that in the big 2025 is genuinely wild to me.
Yeah.
But we'll see how this plays for the Galaxy. The only real test that you have is how it actually plays in the match. So yeah, I mean, we're just gonna have to see and watch out for how this is gonna work for the Galaxy. Reminder: we'll play the winner of FC Cincinnati versus Tigres, which is currently 1-1 on aggregate, heading back to Mexico, I believe.
Yeah, that's a good result for Tigres. It's going to be a tough hole to climb out of for Cincinnati.
I thought Cincinnati might honestly have the upset there, but
yeah, me too.
Watching how they played at the weekend, I'm no longer on that. I'm no longer on board for that.
Yeah.
I don't think that is something that will be happening anymore. They've not been playing good recently. So
I just want to touch on the bench. There's a couple interesting names on the bench. You see JT Marcinkowski there for the first game on the bench, and also Sean Karani on the bench, who got loaned up from VCFC this morning. A couple interesting options. I'd say there's 5 pretty solid options off the bench. You have Barry, you have Fagundes, you have Winder, you have Zonka, and then you have probably one of Lepli or Parente, depending on if a goal's needed or if we need to conserve a result. So I think those are kind of the key ones to highlight. Where yes, we have injuries. It's not an ideal starting lineup, but we still have some game changers off the bench if needed.
Yeah, no, I totally agree. Sean, would you like to input anything into that?
For the lineup wise, I want to say keep a lookout for McCarthy. Really, I think this is going to be a game for him to prove that he should be our starter. We know Mikovic has had a couple shaky games, you can say. I mean, the scoreline says one thing, but the eye test kind of says another. But again, if McCarthy wants that starting spot back, which I know a lot of people want him to get, this is going to be a game for him where he needs to keep a clean sheet minimum, in my opinion, for Vanny to even think about him seeing the starting 11 again.
Yeah. I think regardless of how McCarthy plays, unless he plays extremely, extremely well or very poorly, you're going to see Musovic play on Sunday, and then you're going to see McCarthy play again on Wednesday. I think it's the right move to play McCarthy in the CCL to get him, he's experienced. He's played in that tournament before. He's one of the maybe only guys on this roster who's playing that tournament. Maybe John Nelson's played a little bit for Cincinnati, but he's definitely one of the few, if not the only one that's played in the CCL. So I think look to see him start again next week, regardless of how he does. And I think him starting tonight does not mean that he's taken Musovic's place. I think don't read too far into that. So yeah, I think expect to see Musovic still on Sunday, whether you want it or not.
Yeah, and by the way, Timu Roy Kent is not working on me this time. Trialist number 17 will be back at some point. We do miss CFC Michael very dearly on this podcast, but we actually struck a full-time deal with him. Well, as far as his work schedule permits, so he will be. Timu Roy Kent will be on the podcast more. But we are here now, and while you're here, make sure to like and subscribe to the pod. Looks like we got 20 viewers right now. This match is getting ready to start. And once again, we will have live commentary all the way through. Let's just go into score predictions, guys. Given the lineup, given everything now, you get the opportunity to revise any maybe predictions that you had from yesterday, or Griffin to shoot out a new one. So we'll start with you though, Sean. Do you want to revise anything?
I am still sticking with my 2-2 prediction. I think we scrape us a draw here, and then we go win at home. Or even if we tie at home, I still think we advance out of this round. I know I said take it one game at a time, but I think we will see. I'm not sure if I said who would score last night, but I think we will see a Royce goal as well as a Christian Ramirez goal to get us a positive result. But for me, really, the thing that would be the biggest positive out of everything is just not getting any more injuries on this already injury-plagued roster that we currently have.
Yeah, 100%. Griffin?
Yeah, I think I'm gonna go with the draw as well. I think I'm gonna go 1-1. I think both teams definitely get a goal in it. I'd probably go 1-1. I think 1-1 puts us in a fine spot to go home. That means we just have to, win at home against a Costa Rican side, which we should be able to do. So I'm gonna go 1-1. I think Christian Ramirez probably opens his account. But I do think Marco Royce plays a role, and I think whether it's an assist, I think it has to be an improved performance from what we've seen. I think he's heard the criticisms and he's ready for it. And I think a player of his caliber, against no disrespect to the Costa Rican side, but Marco Royce has played many, many better opponents in his life. I think this is the type of game where his experience is going to be used, his quality, and he'll be able to rise to the occasion. So, yeah, 1-1, Christian Ramirez goal.
What's your issue, man? You just straight up nabbed my prediction from yesterday. I am on the same boat. I think the Galaxy will earn a 1-1 draw, which will be a good result, all things considered, with the rotational lineup. It's really a blind test. The Galaxy do not get to play teams from these regions very often. As you know, our last CONCACAF run was in 2016. These runs do not come often, so make sure that while we're here, we're enjoying it, because we may never play Herediano, at least for the next decade. So we don't know what we're getting ourselves into. This team is undefeated and top of the Costa Rican League. To my knowledge, that is not many games in. So take what you will from that. But I think that this is a very sneaky side potentially for the Galaxy. We're all on board for a draw here. Could the Galaxy pick off a win? Absolutely. But you also got to be cautious. You got a lot of young guys in the lineup here. You don't want to put yourself in a position where you're giving up anything that you shouldn't. And, you see yourself down a goal, and then all of a sudden the Galaxy are chasing it at home. And we all know that this team is much better at having the advantage than they are chasing something. So it's definitely something to be on the lookout for. I am Christian Ramirez as well as my goal scorer pick. I think he gets his first for the Galaxy, gets the start. Who are you most excited to see make their debut for the Galaxy? Harbor Miller, Ruben Ramos Jr. Well, first start for the Galaxy in a competitive match. Harbor Miller, Ruben Ramos Jr. Guys.
I would say Ruben Ramos Jr. I was very intrigued on what he did during preseason, and I think he has something to prove. As again, we've mentioned it a million times already, but with all of these injuries, you're gonna need to see these youngsters try to get their way into the 11 and as well as make an impact when they're in their 11. So for me, Ruben Ramos Jr. is gonna have to be that guy tonight. If he's on the wing or in the midfield, wherever he's at, he needs to make an impact, and I think he will make a huge impact positively.
Yeah, I agree. I think I really rate Harbor Miller, and I think that he's going to be a quality player for this team and maybe even make the move to Europe one day. But I think I'm pretty confident in him being a solid MLS player. Ruben Ramos, though, I think the potential is a lot higher. I think, you've seen what he's done with the youth national team. You've seen what he's been doing with BCFC, with the Galaxy Academy before that. Everywhere he's gone, he's scored goals and he's played well and been one of the best players on the field. So I think the sky's really the limit for Ruben Ramos, and I'm excited to see him in a long 90-minute, or he probably won't go 90, but from the start, I'm excited for him.
I also agree. I'm going to go Ruben Ramos Jr. here, but I think Harbor Miller has potential to eventually be the starting right back for the Galaxy, in my opinion, after the Miki Amane days are over. You could potentially see him step into that role. This is the guy who came through the Galaxy Academy. He made his debut against Vancouver. What to make of that debut? I mean, I'm not too sure. It is kind of what it is. It was a 2-1 loss, and he was put in a bad spot. I wouldn't necessarily say that he played bad by any means. But Ruben Ramos Jr., he's played with the U.S. men's youth national team. The Galaxy are also pretty high on him, and it shows that they put a lot of faith in these guys, that they're willing to start them in a CONCACAF game. I was a bit surprised by the amount of rotation from the Galaxy standpoint, because given that this is a team that wants to take CONCACAF Champions Cup seriously, putting two players who've never made their first start for the Galaxy into this type of environment in Costa Rica it's an interesting choice for sure. Let's take any questions from the chat before this one starts. Do you have a question on the lineup? Any predictions, just anything whatsoever, shoot it our way. And
this is your last chance to get your prediction before kickoff. So
yeah,
drop
last
it in.
As
Yeah.
well as while we get questions and predictions in. The players have walked out already. We will be wearing our Rising kit if you have not seen it already on social media. So just as a little heads up.
Also, one quick little thing. Josh Gassman, Corner of the Galaxy, just tweeted that with Harbor Miller start tonight, he is the youngest player in Galaxy history to start a CONCACAF Champions League game. So it's a little fact there.
I think they have some faith in this guy over here.
Yeah. Yet to turn 18. We'll see how he goes.
Dude, what were you doing at 17, Mr. Griffin over there? What?
I was starting games too, just maybe not for the LA Galaxy, but
That's like your age, Sean, yeah?
Yes, sir. At 17, I'm here with the greatest podcast of all time.
So clearly,
talking about Harbor Miller.
Sean is winning in life over here. And then, we got, you can make a start for the Galaxy, or you can make a start for the Talking Galaxy podcast.
I think at this point, anyone on planet Earth will be starting for the Galaxy, considering our crisis.
I am so ready. I'm so ready to put in my application to start in net for the Galaxy. I mean, you've seen a lot of controversy between Novak Mitrovic and whatever, blah blah blah, bro. Just I got you. I got y'all. I'll hold down the reins in net.
How do you guys feel about the Herediano kits? I feel like it's a lot.
Right now, I actually just pulled up the live stream. It looks like we're getting ready to start maybe a bit earlier than 5:40. So we are here. I think the kits look clean. I like it.
I think they pull it off. It's an interesting color scheme, but they pull it off. They showed before you went on the live stream, Peyton. They showed there was like 6 guys all in Dortmund jerseys. So,
okay.
So we are playing a 4-4-2. At least that's what the broadcast is showing, as well as the other team is also playing a 4-4-2.
I wouldn't be surprised if we are playing a 4-back in all honesty, because I think Greg Vanny showed last game when he had the opportunity to change to 3 at the back that he does not want to do that.
Yeah.
And that this is his system. So
I think it could be the type of thing too where in defensively it's 4-4-2 and in possession, Aude scoots up, one of the fullbacks can tuck in like we see with Yamane sometimes, but then also defensively it can be a 5-back when you need it, where Aude can drop back. He can kind of be like a hybrid winger, need him where you need him. So yeah, let's see.
For the match,
it's about to happen for me.
For the
it
match,
showed Aude on the wing.
Please leave a like on the stream. We got a 3-0 Galaxy win. Peck hat trick shout from BZ Films. Galaxy win from Samuel. 3-1 Galaxy win from Galaxy in 2025. So we are underway.
What time are you at? I'm at 8, 9.
I'm at 10.
I'm a couple seconds behind you guys.
Okay.
Me and Peyton are at the same, I think.
Yeah.
I think I'm literally like 2 seconds behind. So,
Sean, see if your stream's live. Down at the bottom, if it says if it's red under live, or if it's gray. If it's gray, that means it's not exactly live.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, it shows it's live.
Okay, then you're good.
Okay.
All right, here we go. So yeah, it reads as a 4-back right now, but we're 30 seconds in. So
yeah, I mean, it wouldn't be entirely shocking if the Galaxy are playing a 4-back.
Yeah.
I
like that patch on our sleeve though, showing that we've won it before.
Yeah. I think it's a neat little addition, honestly, just to flex on everyone else in MLS, really, besides like Seattle, who's in the competition.
Pretty good crowd there, considering the stadium's not their normal stadium.
Yeah.
And wasn't this game moved like a few days ago? It's announced will be played in this due to their other one not meeting proper CONCACAF.
Yeah, I mean their other stadium had like 7,000 fans capacity.
This one's not much bigger, but still.
Yeah, that's true. The Galaxy are playing out of the back right now. We got all right. John McCarthy just launches it straight into the
next back.
Yeah, this is a distribution that we were talking about. Let's not forget we don't have. It's not like McCarthy's much better with distribution, but that is out for a Herediano throw-in, I believe. We are now 2 minutes into this match. I think it'll be interesting the first 15 minutes to see how the Galaxy respond after the past two results and just see if that they come out with any fire under them. You know, Maya Yoshida said, great teams don't lose twice in a row, and now that streak's gone, as well as our home streak. So I think the Galaxy should have a little edge to them to want to get back on the right track, as John Nelson takes the throw in here now. I think it'll be interesting to see how we mix it up. I know we're very drained with injuries, but this is a club wanting to compete at a North American level. This is the first time since 2016. So take it all in, everyone. Just appreciate that we're back. We are back in the CONCACAF Champions Cup.
And remember as well, this is the first leg. We play the second leg at home next Wednesday at, I believe, 7:30.
Yeah, it is 7:30.
I think it might be like a back five defensively, a back four going forward. Because as you see right now, when they're pressing, it's a midfield two and it's a front three with Ruben Ramos out wide, and I think Aude is kind of slotted back into that back five. Yeah, it'll stand over in a sec. Yeah, so
that does look like a back five. Yeah,
but going forward, I'm sure Aude will get high, Ramos will tuck in. So it's a bit of a hybrid. Bad giveaway from Garces.
Garces chasing down the ball, does a good job at that. Out for Herediano throw in.
Garces is a player who I haven't really been too keen on this season. I can't lie. I mean, again, he's been a huge player last season, but again, you can't base a player off of their season, off of 2 games.
Herediano recovers off of Harbor Miller here, and they whip an across to the back post, and there's nobody there. Galaxy throwing will be taken by Julian Aude over here. Sorry to interrupt. Go on, Sean.
Man, I feel like Garces really needs to step his game up. Again, I know he played at right back last game. Didn't really show to me that he's a quality right back. But maybe at center back tonight he'll prove himself that he's still the same player as last season. But again, just not really.
Herediano are pressing pretty hard. They're definitely not sitting off us, which makes sense. I mean, they're at home, but they're getting after us. We'll see if they'll keep this up for more than 15 minutes. See if they can do it for the whole half. But so far, 4.5 minutes in, they're definitely getting after us. So,
I mean, if you watch like tape from the Galaxy so far this season, I think the thing that you probably take away is you want to be pressing this team very high up and force them into bad turnovers deep in our own half. Yeah. It's a very easy way to break us down right now. And it was kind of that way last year for a good period of time. We were tough. Like if you were on the ball in your own half and you're trying to build up and break down the Galaxy, it probably wasn't going to happen. But if you could force us into shooting ourselves in the foot by, pressing up high, you'll probably get a good turnover and force us into a bad spot. But John Nelson takes the throw in, gives it right back to Herediano, and then cleared out by Maya Yoshida. Another throw in over here on the far touch line. But yeah, I think I don't know if it's sustainable to press the Galaxy for an entire half. 15 minutes probably, but we'll see. I think both teams are still trying to figure each other out as Peck takes this throw in. Or no, the throw in goes to Peck. Peck still maneuvering, plays it to John Nelson, who plays it back. Once again, the Galaxy just being patient right now. Harbor Miller playing it back to Garces. The Galaxy are just still trying to work it out of their own half right now, being patient, trying to make Herediano chase it.
I think it's interesting that we've seen Vanny go to, kind of a 5-back. And I think it'll be interesting to see if, it's a bad giveaway from Surreal, but if this works well, what'll happen this weekend too, because that could be an option to stick with. So we'll see.
Absolutely. Galaxy recover here, but they send it back out to Herediano in their own half for another throw-in. I think a 5-back is an interesting. How's the weather there? In Costa Rica?
Looks pretty warm. I don't see any sleeves on any of them.
Yeah. Let's check the weather app over here. Costa Rica. I don't. Do we know like what part of Costa Rica this is in?
Costa Rica's not that big.
Oh,
so
that is a good interception by Herediano. That ball was going through to Gabriel Peck.
Costa Rica's pretty small, so I think if you just general it to Costa Rica.
Costa Rica.
You have to remember-
It says it's 74. It
Yeah.
says it's 74, which looks about right. It's
Probably
about
pretty humid too.
yeah. I mean, I'm sure it's not affecting the players too much.
Yeah, I mean, especially like Garces and Aude have played in Central and South America before.
Hmm.
Ruben Ramos has with the youth national team. I think Harbor Miller may have too. Peck, obviously.
Yeah. Peck on the ball now. Plays it out wide. They have crossing options here. Goes back to Gabriel Peck, who has a shot, and it's saved. Didn't really test the goalkeeper there, but that was a good look for the Galaxy right there.
It was good build up before. It was a good half turn for Ruben Ramos out to Julian Aude in a good spot. So I think that's what this formation gives you. Aude can get so high and wide, you can overload that left hand side, as opposed to having to force it down the right hand side like we've seen for the last couple of games. There's actually an outlet on the left hand side now, so it's promising so far.
Well, we'll have to see. We'll have to see how that works. As the Galaxy, it looks like the pitch conditions aren't great with the way that the ball kind of kicked up there is a bit funky, but
it's CONCACAF for you.
Yeah,
I still remember as well. I'm pretty sure Vanny mentioned that the ball is a bit bouncy as well, and it doesn't move like a regular one.
Yeah, it doesn't seem to be moving like a regular one right now.
It's a little wet too. I think there's
yeah,
water splashing up every once in a while. It's a good turn.
Oh, Herediano are in. It's saved by John McCarthy. That is a great save.
Big save.
Those are the types of saves he needs to make for him to get that starting goal back.
It was a really good play from Herediano through our midfield.
Yeah, they just split the Galaxy right open there, and we were just there, and Herediano had a wide open chance, just couldn't slot that one away. Good save by John McCarthy.
I'm really impressed by the crowd, which is good to see because always do great.
It is.
Obviously, from a Galaxy point of view, you'd want there to be a worse atmosphere there, so maybe it's a little less intimidating. But
yeah,
some guys get up for things like that, so depends how they all take it. Showing that replay of that Peck goal, looks like he didn't take it as cleanly as he would have wanted. So
yeah, no, absolutely. Yeah, that's just a good save by John McCarthy. He gets right on that. He does well to close him down. I think one thing that you could be critical of John McCarthy is maybe not coming out enough like that, but does well there. Marco Royce to take the set piece.
Good spot for us. Let's see.
Whips it to the back post. It's just too much, and the goalkeeper gets his hand on that, and that will be out for a Galaxy throw-in. Yeah, we're 10 minutes into this match now. Gabriel Peck working down the right wing, and that will be out for Herediano throw. I think it's a bit worrying how easy we got split open there defensively, especially playing like a 5 at the back type of thing. You would expect that you wouldn't allow that to happen as much.
It was pretty good ball movement.
Yeah,
it was pretty good play leading up to it, but it's still, I mean, obviously a little concerned. But
I'd like to answer this question in the chat about if season ticket members get tickets for the second leg. No, it does not seem that way.
No,
it looks like it will be a separate purchase.
Yeah. I already have season tickets to the Galaxy, and I was trying to figure that one out for myself today, and I realized that no, apparently you only get 17 home matches. You get a total of 19. You get 2 Leagues Cup and 17 like the MLS standard away games or the home games. So no, you have to purchase those separately, as well as the third game of our Leagues Cup run. You also have to purchase separately, which is I don't know why they do that, but it is what it is.
I think it's considered a neutral ground for that game, like in previous Leagues Cup years, which I mean it's odd because it is at home.
Yeah.
I
would like to say so far we've looked decent going forward. I mean, a lot more lively than the last couple of games. Same thing with Marco Royce. I mean, I think I've seen him touch the ball in this game more already than definitely Vancouver, and more forward line breaking passes than game 1 against San Diego. So
Right.
We
Which
haven't
is
scored
something
yet,
to
but
be.
better than it's been. So
It's probably our
guys,
most important player in terms of creating things in the attack. What do you want to add, Sean?
I was gonna say with Royce, he didn't start on versus Vancouver, so he is a bit more well rested compared
That's
to other
true.
guys. So he should be more lively in this contest.
yeah,
Also,
Yeah.
as well, all of these other teams that we're going to be playing against are really going to be bringing it to us because that caption after a win of beating the defending MLS Cup champions would do numbers for them. So again, this is a big game for any team that we play against. So
Yeah.
none of these games will be easy this season.
Bit dangerous out of the back there, but
Yeah.
Gabriel Peck is storming through the midfield right now. Plays it out wide. The Galaxy looking to create some space here. No, I think you're right in adding that, Sean. We've been talking about it since the San Diego game. You want to say that you beat the champion. So as the ball goes to Ruben Ramos Jr. and cleared by Herediano, it's some good defensive play there.
put the whole ad board down.
Yeah.
I think tonight's a big chance for Julian Aude too. I think he's a guy that's lost his starting spot last year through injury, and then through John Nelson just being as good as he was last year, and he started this year not in the starting lineup. And as a guy on a U22 spot, you can't really afford to not be starting your U22 players unless they're, a guy like Mateus Nascimento. If he's not starting at times, like he's still younger and underdeveloped and coming into this team. But Julian Aude now in year 3 with the team on a U22 slot, if he's not going to be starting, it's been a little bit of cause for concern. So big chance for him to show his worth today and coming up as well because we have one fit right back right now and he's 17 years old. So Julian Aude will definitely be getting a lot of reps and he's got a good chance tonight to prove his worth. So we'll see as he wins his battle.
I think it's important to kind of touch on Julian Aude and his development through the Galaxy now. Losing his starting spot to John Nelson last year. I know he was dealing with injury a lot of last campaign, but you saw that he didn't start at this year. So he definitely needs to, like you said, Griffin, prove his worth here and step up to the occasion if he wants serious minutes going forward. And he is taking a U22 spot. That's important to the Galaxy. And if you're not starting after all these years, it could be a player who could be offloaded in the summer for a good transfer fee if he doesn't prove it now. And shout out Raul in the chat. What's up, man?
Royce on the
Royce.
back.
Oh,
It's well defended.
yeah. Make sure, as Raul said, smash that like button over there. We much appreciate it. Looks like we're at 11 likes right now. We could try to get up to like 20 by the end of the stream. Be much.
Yeah, there's other. Let me check on the other CCL games right now. Chivas and Club America are at 0-0, 15 minutes in. And then later tonight, we got Sounders versus Cruz Azul and Vancouver versus Monterrey. So some big teams playing tonight.
Mm-hmm.
And the Vancouver Whitecaps also. So we'll see.
Yeah. I like what Steven said in the chat. We definitely have some competition in terms of striker and goalkeeper that are important. And that's, very crucial for the Galaxy to get that sorted early on. You saw last year that even in our MLS Cup winning campaign, some guys lost their starting spots. And it's what happens if you want to be a team that competes. You need competition, and we have it.
Harvey Miller, great spot here, taking in.
Galaxy's still on it, but could have probably done a bit better there.
It was a really good run from Harvey Miller doing what Mickey Mane does and tucking in. Found the ball in a great spot. The touch just got away from him, but promising.
Peck is going to line a shot up here. Oh, good save. Man, Gabriel Peck almost just slapped that one top bins. It's going to be a foul.
You have to love that effort or appreciate that effort because you don't see that too often coming from outside players. Well, I mean, you saw it a lot with Pooj, but obviously he's not here.
But I mean, Peck on his left foot. They're not going to press him there. Yeah, you got to take that shot. So
absolutely,
a replay on it.
It's just a good strike. Goalkeeper maybe not as tested, but I mean, it still left a clearance up where we could have potentially got a rebound or something if the one thing would have went wrong. And it's definitely the right selection by Peck there.
I'd rather you take the shot there than not take the shot at all.
Yeah, especially early in the game. Test keeper, get some shots up, get your confidence up. It's the right move.
I see what you mean, Steven Salinas in the chat, but I also think a lot of people were more high on Brugman because of the MLS Cup performance, when in reality he kind of lost his job as Herediano are in behind. Garces is chasing.
Well done.
That is not a penalty. He tries
Great
to go
defending.
down for one, but that you're never gonna get that one.
Great clearance from Garces there too.
Yeah,
Make sure it doesn't
absolutely.
go out for a corner.
That's Garces 101 right there. Beating someone on base.
Yeah,
That's what he
he's
does. A little replay of it. Yeah, it's a
that's
great.
never a pen.
I do want to say 17, almost 18 minutes in, I think, I don't want to jinx it, knock on wood, but Harbor Miller and Ruben Ramos have seemed decent so far. Like nothing standout, but you also they're not standing out in a bad way.
Yeah.
It's not like, oh, these guys are academy players. They look at the level. So we'll see if they can sustain that. But 18 minutes in, not bad.
Raul, I would like to say that Royce is doing good so far. We'll have to see as he progresses through this match. Obviously, being 18 minutes in, a lot of things can change, but I'd like to say Royce has been a lot more active, like Griffin said, and that's something you want to see out of an attacking midfielder. And then CFC Michael, our good friend here. How are we looking, boys? You guys thoughts on the first 18, 19 minutes so far?
I feel like we're going really lively, or a lot more lively than the past few games. We on the ball, we're still a little bit undecisive on the passes we want to make or the moves we want to make. But again, a lot more positive than for sure the last game, because at this point last game we were a goal down. Yeah, we're testing the waters a bit here, especially with our defense.
Yeah, I think better going forward. I think a little bit of concern defensively. They've gotten in behind twice, once for a McCarthy save, once for a good Garces recovery. But going forward, yeah, a lot more lively. Couple shots, testing the keeper. So yeah, positive so far.
Absolutely. Yeah, Steven, up the Reds, up the mighty Liverpool.
That Liverpool game got me so mad watching Alisson's performance because I know I have to come back to. I mean, I rate Misevic, I rate McCarthy. Neither of them are Alisson. And then I think about my beloved Chelsea, who plays tomorrow, and their goalkeepers are not in a good place right now. So made me very jealous of Liverpool.
Yeah, Alisson's world class.
Yeah, Peck with a nice move there. It's a foul.
Absolutely clipped him. By the way, I'd like to say we went over on the podcast yesterday, but that Vancouver player who did a very dirty tackle on our good guy Sanabria here got suspended. So we did get justice for that. I know live our last podcast, our last watch along, it was a topic of a controversy as soon as that happened, but justice was served. So there we go. As the Galaxy get this one back into play, trying to work it through Peck right now.
I do think we might see some early-ish subs from Vanny, a little earlier than in Vancouver, just because we had a lot of guys who went 90 in Vancouver. Who are going to be pretty tired. I also watch when the camera pans over and see Harbor Miller's position here. That's a right back tucked in, almost where Peck would be or where Ramirez would be. So it's a super fluid system right now. You see Ramirez dropping deep, playing as a false nine. So a lot of interchanging.
Yeah, absolutely. You got Marco Royce, Tadwin Cerrillo trying to create space. You saw a lot of Royce fans in Costa Rica. Be interesting to see if he makes a good play, if there's anyone cheering in the stands. That was once again a foul.
If anyone's trying to sync up their stream with ours, at least I'm at 21, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20. So
yeah, I'm at the same point as him, and I think Sean's like 2 seconds behind. So
I'm actually 1 second behind. I was gonna try setting it up on my laptop here, but it's just not really working out too well. YouTube's having a tough time loading.
The good thing with YouTube, I mean, contrary to what Sean just said, the good thing for YouTube for most people is the streams are around the same point. So it shouldn't be that big of a concern if anyone's trying to watch along and sync it up. But
yeah, if we're on FS2, one person would be like 2 minutes behind. It's Marco Royce or Gabriel Peck stands over this free kick here. Peck takes and just sails it over. It's an audacious effort, but we respect it for sure. Did you see the manager Greg Vanny on the touchline instructing orders to the club?
I wonder at what point the ref starts handing out yellows for Hack and Peck, because that's what, the third or fourth foul on them already. But you'll see this with Central and South American teams. I mean, it happens with the international teams too, where it happens all the time against Messi, where they'll target their best player and they will foul him repeatedly, but it'll be a different guy every time. So it's like every guy can say, it's my first foul, it's my first foul, it's my first foul. So he keeps getting fouled, but the yellow cards aren't flying out because guys are committing their first foul. And that's kind of what we've seen so far. I think it's been 2 or 3 different guys. So we'll see if that continues or if Peck starts winning some yellow cards.
Yeah, I think he's the new Ricky replacement in terms of just getting absolutely hammered throughout the course of a match. It makes you extra nervous considering that 2 of our other 3 DPs are already out with injury. God forbid they ever, did something to him. You just want to be careful with that and to set the tone early. Galaxy working down the left wing now. Going to switch up the play here.
I'd like to touch up on your comment a couple minutes ago about rotation on substitutes. Like if we go 1-0 up and it's about the 60th to 65th minute, I wouldn't be surprised if you see Peck coming off, even for Fagundes or somebody else. Even if you bring in like a midfielder type, just try to slow the game down a bit.
Yeah.
I think you could also see Zonka come in for one of Nelson or Aude, bring him in for Aude and move Nelson up. It's a little more of a conservative sub. But yeah, I think it depends on the score. I think Greg Vanny would take a 0-0, but I don't think he's going to play for a 0-0. So.
Yeah. This ball just falls right to the Herediano goalkeeper. I feel like Greg Vanny's trying to do the perfect balance and rotation here of playing 3 games in a week and doing just enough so that the guys are still ready to go by the end of the week. As the Galaxy recover this ball in midfield, Marco Royce is trying to play quick. Now you got Gabriel Peck on a 1v1. That's a dangerous situation to have him in. Gabriel Peck plays the Christian Ramirez, who loses the ball, and that's well done by Herediano.
Well done from Cerrillo to win that ball back.
Yeah.
Oh, it's not.
No. We are watching the game through YouTube. This is on YouTube.
CONCACAF's YouTube channel. It's free.
Yeah. Search up Herediano versus Galaxy, and it should pop up. Or FS2 if you rather stream it on TV. But does CONCACAF have different sub rules compared to MLS, or is it the same? To my knowledge, it's the same, right?
It's the same. I think your bench is just a little bigger. I think it's 9 in MLS. I think you have 12 on the bench in CONCACAF. That's why you see 2 goalkeepers. I think we only have 11 though. I think we left 1 spot.
No, I believe we have 3 less subs on our bench, but
3 less, yeah. All right, it's 2 less because Fatma doesn't have Sean Karani listed, who is on the bench. But yeah, we have 2 less subs, so we have 10. I think you can have 12 slots in CONCACAF, and MLS you can have 9, but you still get 5 subs. I think it's the same 3 windows for 5 subs. Halftime doesn't count as a window, so
yeah. I feel like
20.
Huh?
I was about to say we're 25 minutes in. How are you guys feeling about how we're playing right now?
I mean, I'm a bit weary of the chances that they've had and created just out of nowhere, but I think we've done well at controlling this game so far. I think Herediano's proven that they don't need a lot of the balls. Edwin Cerrillo on now. Looks like Christian Ramirez is in behind. He's going to hit Gabriel Peck. Gabriel Peck one-on-one. Gabriel Peck fires. Saved. The offside flag comes up, though. Griffin, how do you feel so far?
Yeah, I mean, I'm feeling better than I was at this point in either of the last 2 games. That being said, yeah, there are some defensive concerns. Been cut open twice, but I think some of that's nerves, too. We're growing into the games, the first CONCACAF game, and for any of these players in a Galaxy shirt, so they're growing into it, and we've found our feet in this game, and we seem to be the team on the front foot. They seem like they're defending this result right now. That could change very quickly, but it seems more like they're trying to catch us on the counter. We're trying to control this game and break them down, like Greg Vanny likes to do. So positive, but room for improvement for sure.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I agree. Samuel, there will be another meme-worthy reaction if there is a goal in this game. If it's a 0-0 draw, probably not. But if there's a goal either way, there will be something likely. But yeah, Sean, how are you feeling, buddy? Sean,
Can you hear me now?
yes.
Yeah.
All right, there you go. I feel like we're doing again a lot better than previous games. We aren't playing a bad team by any means. Currently this year they are 8-5-0, haven't lost a game in any competition. I feel like we're having positive spells. Could always be better. Could be up a goal or two right now. But man, as long as they don't score anytime soon, I'll be happy with what's going on.
Yeah, I agree. As the corner kick gets whipped in, and that will be out for a Galaxy goal kick.
Mira Garces is the highest rated player on Fault Mob right now at a 7.6. The next highest is 6.9 with Maya Yoshida. So
Mira Garces has like mastered the art of being able to be out of position and then quickly get back into it, because sometimes you'll be caught in positions where it's like, what, where are you at? And then you'll be like, wait, he's one of the fastest players in the world.
Yeah.
So
I have an old teammate who I ended up like one of my friends through high school, but I played with him when we were maybe like 10, and he was the same way. He was not the same way because he wasn't actually good at defending like Garces, but he was always out of position. He was always out of position, but he was so fast that it wouldn't matter.
sounds like a bad player then.
He wasn't. He stopped playing at like 12.
Oh, okay.
He wasn't great. Like soccer wasn't really a sport, but he was
Same
like that.
thing.
He was always out of position, but he was rapid. He could turn it on when he needed. But Garces at 4 tackles this match and 6 duels this match. 6 duels won. Those are both game highs for either team. So
It's like,
solid
dude,
performance from him so far.
I'm like Gabriel Peck without the speed, dribbling, shooting, technical ability, skills.
That's how I would describe you.
Yeah, exactly. You got Herediano with spacing behind here. They're going to play it out to the wing. Harvard Miller presses, and John McCarthy comes out to catch it. And he does not get that cleanly, but it eventually falls to him.
I like seeing him coming out for that, though, because I think that's the type of thing he maybe doesn't come out for last year. So not a great tackle with Ruben Ramos. That's a deserved yellow card. He looked kind of late and high on that one. So good to see him getting stuck in, though, and getting into this game and not hiding. So
I just restarted my stream. What second are you guys on?
29, 41, 42, 43.
Okay, I think I'm now synced up completely now.
We're locked
Took
in.
a lot of time for that.
As long as it's within like a second-ish.
Yeah.
So I need halftime to come because I need to pee so bad.
But I actually Ruben Ramos Jr. is like a fan favorite of mine. Like I actually like him a lot. And nobody really knows why. And I just really think he's a great player. I just think he's a fantastic player, honestly. As this cross comes in, and that might be a handball. They're looking for it.
I didn't see anything, but
No VAR, right?
I don't believe so. I don't believe it's till the next round or two.
Please no VAR. Please no VAR.
I think
it doesn't seem like there is.
It
so.
seems like he's in his earpiece right there, Sean. I think we need to
if there wasn't VAR, this throw would be happening right now.
Yeah.
So let's get a better look at this. That's not a handball.
Nah, that's a natural position.
That's in front of his body.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I see the argument, but nah, come on.
It also looks like he was trying to tuck his arm in too, so can't really blame a player if he's trying to tuck his arm in there.
And so that's been cleared, but I think the surefire way to know is if his arm's not there, it still hits him in the body. So he's not making himself bigger. That's the right call there.
Yeah. No, I agree. And this one's back into play, so everyone could take a breath of relief. That is not going to be anything. But the Galaxy chasing this one in midfield now. It would also, guys, how is my friend doing running my Insta? I'm not too familiar with your Instagram, if I'm being quite honest. I think I've seen you like comment on some of my Galaxy Buzz posts, but I haven't like clicked on your profile in a bit, so I cannot speak on that.
I wonder I wonder if Tab woke up for this game in time, or if he's
I
fast.
think he did. I thought I saw a post from him. So I do think he is Galaxy Runs LA will be out for the next 2 streams because he is currently he's at this game actually. No, I'm just kidding. But he is traveling and he is on vacation, so he will not be with us for the next 2 streams. But yeah,
He'll still be covering the games though on Instagram. So
yep.
business as usual there for him.
Speaking of Instagram, shall we do a shameless Instagram plug right now, or do we wait until halftime?
Wait till the end, Sean. Wait. If anyone wants Sean's Instagram, it is in his name.
Yeah, Sean, you've been doing a shameless plug the whole time. What do you mean? It's right
Yeah.
That's true.
But at halftime, we will go over a review of the first half and what to look forward to second half. But first, we will all respectively, I will be getting a water, and I think Griffin will be taking a much needed pee over here, and Sean will be eating, I believe. Right, Sean?
Yes, I will be quickly having my dinner, but I'll be back by the second half.
Griffin and I will be back quicker than Sean
Yeah.
will. We'll be back after like a minute.
Sean, what's for dinner?
Pasta.
What kind? You got to be more specific then.
Lemon pasta.
Okay.
See here, corner kick going to be a test for McCarthy as well as the rest of our defense.
Yeah,
Corners have been an issue.
Oh, that's a good set piece routine, you know. It
That
just
was a good look for them.
Yeah.
See, I know Griffin mentioned it earlier. Lots of support here. Looks like probably close to a sellout, if not already a sellout.
So I think this stadium, I was hearing I think it's at 8,000 capacity, but I think it expands to 11. So it looks like it's somewhere in that range. It definitely looks like more than 8. I don't think maybe it's at quite 11, but you see people like standing in the corners and things, like a little bit of overflow. So yeah, it's good. I mean, when the Galaxy are in town, the last time we were there was 2015. So
I do not think it was like this when they played Real Salt Lake. I might be making a bold assumption there.
I don't think it was either. I don't think it was even at the stadium, but I could be wrong there too. I don't know. I didn't watch that. I watched the reverse leg.
I've not watched any CONCACAF up to this point. So if I'm being completely honest.
I was so excited to hate watch last night, and it did not go well.
I don't think the state of Columbus's roster was in any shape to compete.
I just thought it was something about Columbus, but yeah. They're missing a piece.
You got to remember, bigger teams get bigger draws.
Yeah, I mean
that side of the bracket's pretty tough though. So
it's so difficult.
The winner that probably plays Miami, and then probably plays. I mean, if you beat Miami, they probably play. Who was on that side? I think. I think it was Monterey.
Harbor Miller, and that will be kept in play. They do a good job there. It's gonna be a Galaxy throw-in now. Good job.
A lot of gutsy defending from Herediano so far, put their body on the line. I don't know if it's something they can keep up for 90 minutes. It's got to be wearing them out, but we'll see. They've been pretty good so far, limiting chances, limiting space.
Yeah. Harbor Miller to take this throw-in.
I feel for Mauricio Cuevas a little bit right now because he would be getting his chance that he's been waiting for right now. But that's the nature of the sport, and Harbor Miller's getting his chance instead, and he's taken it as of so far. He's been solid. So
should see Miki Amane back shortly here.
Yeah. I think Yamane is this trip he was missing out on. I think he should be back for St. Louis. Maybe not from the start. We'll see, but good tackle from Garces in the midfield.
Yep, great. No way we're not going to call that right. Good. Christian Ramirez sets it up for Peck. Herediano doesn't clear that one out. Marco Royce out wide to Ruben Ramos, who hits it. Saved. Galaxy still on the ball here. They're going to whip it into the box. Back post. Ruben Ramos, and that is out for a goal kick.
Some good looks there for the Galaxy. I think Christian Ramirez has been a lot more lively. Maybe not as much in front of goal as you would want from a striker, but he's been facilitating pretty well. He had a good little layoff there for Peck. Good take from Ruben Ramos there. Pretty straightforward save though.
That's something you want to see, man, from a young from a young player like Ruben Ramos Jr.
It'd be so easy for him to pass that off there and not want to take that shot. But I like him taking that shot. It's the right decision. So
And you never know when you could get a rebound. You know,
yeah,
it's worth it. It's worth the attempt, and I'm glad that the young player has confidence. Herediano running up, but the Galaxy don't clear that. John McCarthy easily collects. He's looking for options, but he's just gonna hold on to it.
You think we go into halftime goalless, or do you think one of these teams get a goal before the end?
Griffin,
I
start.
don't know. Whatever I say, it's going to be the opposite. But
Yeah,
I think it's probably goalless. I wouldn't be surprised if there's a goal in it. It seems to maybe be opening up a little bit right now. It's a little end to end, but I think you see goals in the second half. I think maybe we go into the halftime and goalless.
same. I totally agree. Sean?
I think we do go into this half goalless. Again, this game has opened up a lot more. Do we start with the ball for the second half, or do they start?
I don't think it really matters, but I think it's us.
I don't remember.
Even better, if we can continue this momentum going into
Oh,
halftime,
it's a foul.
that's a foul on Peck right there. Might see a card actually.
Yeah, I mean,
I think that's a little. I think that's a little. Yeah, I think I would be a little upset if I was a Galaxy fan just because that ball's almost out of bounds, but you can't do that. So
yeah. The Galaxy have this has been a bit more lively. This is more like last season's a Galaxy than we've seen from many games so far this season.
even Pack 2, though, I think the fact that we have more outlets on the left hand side, it's a good ball through for Aude.
Yeah, we could cross this one. That
Well defended.
interesting. Ref's gonna swallow his whistle there.
What I was saying was, I think the fact that you have outlets on the left hand side allows Peck to be not so double, triple teamed every time, even from the stats.
Oh, we did not need to keep that in play. Herediano are still on the ball here, looking for options quickly. They're gonna play it through the middle. Now out wide. Can he find a cross out for a corner?
Great block.
John Nelson
Griffin
made up
is
for
a
that.
Galaxy fan. Griffin
Oh, looks
is
like that's
fan.
Is that a goal kick? Seems like they're complaining
I
for
think
it.
that's what they called. We'll take that.
Yeah,
I think it bounced off Yoshida back into the player.
I think that went off Nelson's knee on the way out, but maybe that's a makeup call for the no call and out on the other side. So
yeah.
We take those.
Griffin is a Galaxy fan, Mark. He was just saying, like, hypothetically.
Yeah.
Oh, Harbor Miller, good corner.
Tackle. That Herediano left back's been pretty good so far. What's that? Roman? Yarguin Roman, 28-year-old Costa Rican. I think they're entire team basically.
Back to Peck. Peck's gonna whip it into the box. Can't find anyone. It's gonna be a goal kick, I believe.
Yeah. Looks like they're giving it a corner. What are they giving? It is a goal kick. No. I think the ref initially called a corner and the AR flagged him off for a goal kick.
Yeah. You also don't see like as much as we bag on the pro referees, you don't exactly see much better here in CONCACAF. If you're familiar with the competition from previous years, even before the Galaxy, without the Galaxy in it, even the referee quality is not perhaps the best. So, I mean, you kind of get what you get from that. So,
same thing with international games. I watch a lot of U.S. games, but even like a lot of Gold Cup games, things like that, World Cup qualifying. Always the refs are always a spectacle. So we'll see. I don't think he's been too bad so far, but hopefully it doesn't get worse. John Nelson's been solid in this left center back role so far too.
Yeah.
That's just the way to describe him though. He's just always solid. You know you're gonna get.
Garces goes up, cleared out by Harbor Miller.
Well done from Peck there.
Galaxy can break. They go fast enough. Gabriel Peck really wants to break here. Bad pass by Surreal. Maybe Edwin's been a bit quiet this year, honestly. I like Edwin Surreal a lot. I'm a very big Edwin Surreal defender, but I don't think he's stepped up into that Mark Delgado role that he was expected to build into this year. perhaps, which is huge shoes to fill. But
I think it's
not
also a little
big.
Cerrillo's a bit more of a pure six, where he defends very well, and he brings the ball to his creative players. Like he gets it from the center backs and moves it to guys like Ricky and Delgado. Where now without those two guys, he kind of has to shoulder the burden of being creative a little more. So I think he's having to dive into that a little more than he normally has to last year. And there's a little bit of growing pains there, but
Yeah.
he's been all right tonight. A little quiet, but he doesn't have a yellow card yet, which is unlike him. So
That's true.
To touch up for the asking about the weather earlier, I think it's probably a little warmer than what we thought because we see like Cerrillo's drenched, and during there when the players are getting water, Ramirez had to drench himself with some.
It's probably humid. Bad to
I
guess.
think it's humid. I've been to Costa Rica, and I think it was in May, so not too dissimilar from March, and it was pretty humid. So
You been to Costa Rica?
yeah, I have when I was younger. It was nice.
Oh, okay. Yeah, probably. Let's see the humidity here, 83%. So
Yeah, good.
yeah, that's pretty rough. I mean, it's only 74 degrees, but I'm sure it feels a lot warmer for the Galaxy.
Yeah.
The ball's back in play now after an injury.
Might be looking at 2-ish to 3 minutes here, maybe.
Yeah.
Maybe pushing 4.
Probably two or three.
I'll go 2.
Yeah.
I think Herediano's down a player right now. Yeah, they are. So maybe
They
we
want
can
to go
capitalize on
quick.
that.
They're trying to take down Peck.
Here's Peck on the right-hand side.
Peck's working on him. They're triple pressing Peck now.
There's got to be a free man somewhere.
Yeah.
There we go. That's better from Cerrillo.
Yeah.
I'm loving this passing sequence between him and Peck.
It's good ball movement.
crossed
Galaxy
in
trying to
here.
get it down the wing. Julian Ade, Marco Royce now. Looking
Peck
for
was bad.
options. That's an interesting place to put your supporters.
Yeah.
Huh. But Yoshida now. Yeah, like Antisocial said, there's a lot of space in the midfield. It's the Galaxy going through the wing once again.
He saw it here with possession, passing back, just going to this half, not down a goal.
Yeah.
Maybe push for the opening one, but still a solid performance all around.
Like we discussed, a draw is a good result here on the road in Costa Rica.
Yeah.
Like
Ideally, it's a draw with goals because away goals are a thing.
Yeah.
But a 0-0 is not the end of the world. It's not ideal, but I do want to say that the kit looks good. It looks a lot better than there it is 2 minutes of it at a time. But the kit looks good. I didn't even have time to really process the kit in Vancouver because I was so annoyed from basically the moment the kickoff started from when they scored 3-4 minutes in. But I think it looks good. I think it's the same cycle with the kits every year where Elite comes out, it doesn't look great, and everyone's like, oh, I don't think it's going to be great. And then you see it on body and player, and it looks a lot better.
Yeah, no, I 100% agree because the mock-ups never look that great.
Yeah.
It's just how it is.
See if we can break here.
Great steal.
Now, if you
Ramirez
can
on
get a
it.
goal before
Launching it to Peck here.
Peck, just take it all the way. 1-on-1, Peck.
Can go here.
Forming down the wing,
Cuts
Peck
down.
cutting back, Peck off
Aw.
of the deflection, corner kick,
Unlucky bounce.
Galaxy.
I think that's a
Great
goal.
ball from Ramirez.
I think it is a goal kick. I think it bounced up on him and he just sliced it a bit.
Oh, really?
Yeah, but that's a good break from us. That's a good turn from Royce Ball and Ramirez, and that's what Ramirez does best: is drops deep and facilitates. Good look for us. Unfortunate bounce there, and Peck put it wide, but one of the better looks to have.
Yeah. I think I am accidentally paused my stream, but I'm only like a second behind.
Nobody's there. There's quite a few people there.
Yeah.
Looks like a full house, at least on the sides. Maybe not on the ends, but
Marigar says going up for a duel. Edwin Cerrillo now in the midfield. Can the Galaxy get something before half through Gabriel Peck? Herediano does that left back, like you said, Griffin is just doing a fantastic job at defending Peck here.
Unfortunately, he is.
Maybe get one more chance here. I don't think so. I think the ref's gonna blow his whistle any second now.
Yeah. As soon as this play is dead, that should be it for the half as they cross it in. Corner kick right
11
before half.
corner.
Will they play it? Looks like they will. Man,
So,
okay. Just hold on. Hold on to the ship here. Did not give up anything before halftime, and we will be gladly taking that.
J-Mac wants to prove to me that he's the number one, and he needs to come out and claim this and grab it. That's what I
Yeah.
want to see from him.
I mean, we
Obviously
have a
now-
good goalkeeper staff too. They're probably telling him that.
Ooh.
Looks like a
Stays
bit of
at home,
chaos.
ball bounces around. That should be
That's what
half
that's about.
There we
time,
go.
even though we have numbers on the counter.
I understand why they would blow the whistle there, but should have just let it try going down on that attack. And if we lost the ball, you blow the whistle.
That's annoying.
0-0 half. Really, I
Not
think
bad.
the best chance came out of what I don't remember the player's name, but it was where McCarthy had a dive low, about maybe in the 10th, 11th-ish minute.
That was a
Yeah.
good look.
So
Big save from McCarthy too. We've been
it's a
in
lot
though.
better.
So if
A lot,
McCarthy
lot.
is much better than Mitrovic, then why did he stay? I wouldn't say McCarthy is much better than Novak Mitrovic.
Yeah.
Then why did he start?
Rotation.
Yeah. I mean, it was Novak Mitrovic's time to start. He's been sitting on the bench for years, and I know a lot of people have a memory of McCarthy's last game being an MLS Cup victory, and he's been good thus far. Obviously, not conceding a goal, but I think Novak is. I think Novak's become like somewhat of a scapegoat for the Galaxy. I think he's received a lot of unfair criticism. If you want to judge the one goal against San Diego, the first goal is part blame, sure, and I think his playing out of the back hasn't been up to par, but I wouldn't say McCarthy's much better by any means.
Yeah, I saw people giving him blame in Vancouver for the goals, and I think he wasn't great in Vancouver. I think he had a good save. His distribution wasn't great, but I don't think on either of the two goals you can blame him. I think the first one, it's a poor giveaway. He does well to make that first save, and then it's just no one's tracking that runners. And then that second one, I think that's more on Zonka than it is on Mitrovic. So
Yeah,
I will be back in the second half. With the start of the second half.
yeah.
I'm gonna run too. I'll be back in like a minute though.
I will be here. I will be here until Griffin comes back. Just hold it down a bit, but I think the Galaxy played. Good. I think you're potentially looking at some substitutions early in this second half for the Galaxy, just to rotate ahead of St. Louis and maybe to bring in some more offensive firepower. I'm not sure which names Griffin might go over, but I think if you're looking at players to come off the bench, I think you see Diego Fagundez in this match, as well as Miguel Berry. I know everyone's favorite. See what Elijah Winder has. Likely, there is some good names on this bench for the Galaxy that they could use to shake things up. It's not like the bench is full of just absolute scrubs. And then you'll probably see Zonka at a point as a defensive substitution to come in for either John Nelson or Julian Ade, whichever one they want to preserve. Probably John Nelson, just because John Nelson's playing that center back role right now in the back five. So we'll see if Zonka comes in at any point. I think it should be interesting to see how he responds after the Vancouver game. But other than that, I think the Galaxy will come out of the second half and probably push for a very early goal. We'll see if that pans out. But Griffin's here. He's just he is going to the bathroom right now, and Sean's getting dinner. So this is what we're rolling with for right now for halftime. But I think that the Galaxy need to show a lot of fight the second half. I thought Gabriel Peck was very effective at times. I also think we've broken down defensively in periods and stretches. So, yeah, I think welcome back, Griffin. It'll be interesting to see how we respond the second half, as I will go and let Griffin hold down the fort real quick while I get a water. But yeah, enjoy it, guys.
Yeah, I think it's a bit of a frustrating half. I think it's been better than what we've seen so far in past games. So I think you take that as a bit of a positive. But I think, no disrespect to Herediano, but against a Costa Rican side, it leaves a little bit to be desired. I think Royce has been better than he's been so far. Garcia's been pretty good. John Nelson's been pretty good. Cerrillo's been growing into the game. Peck's looked super dangerous. Just needs that final ball. And then I think Ramirez has looked better. I think most guys have looked better. I don't think anyone's looked worse, but that's hard to do because in those first two games we were pretty bad. So, but Ramos and Miller both impressed me. Who's been the best player of the game? I would probably go. I think it's got to be Garces so far. I think he's been solid. He does what he does. If you look at the stats here on FOTMob, 5 tackles, 7 duels. Those are both the most in the match. 93% passing accuracy, 1 successful dribble, 5 out of 6 tackles won, 8 defensive actions. 8 defensive actions in one half is pretty good. So I would give him the standout player of the match so far. There hasn't been any back passes. Yeah, we've been on the front foot a lot this game, which I think is something nice to see. I think that was something that was bothering a lot of people in the San Diego game, is how much we were opting to go back. That's also because San Diego was pressing us a little bit, so we had to turn back. Herediano's sitting a bit deeper, so they're inviting the pressure. They're letting us build up, and the trade-off there is they have 6 or 7 guys behind the ball once we get to the edge of the 18, which is what we're struggling with. There's a lot of times we're getting it wide. Aude's getting high on the baseline, but he's not able to get the cross in because there's so many guys packing the box. But I think I think it leaves a little to be desired, but the best half of the season. That being said, we haven't put together a good half this season yet. I've been impressed with McCarthy. I think I'm someone who likes Misovic and thinks that he's the right one to be the number one right now. But I think that I can also admit that McCarthy's been really good right now, and I think 2 good goalkeepers on our books is a good thing. And it just adds to competition, and they're going to go against each other. One of them's going to be working every week. They're both going to be working every week, but one of them is going to be coming out on top every week. And I think that's how we judge who should be starting in goal. But yeah, McCarthy's been good. Nelson's been good. Yoshida a little quiet, but not in a bad way. Just hasn't really had that much action. Cerrillo, I think we could see a little more from, but he's still been decent. And then Christian Ramirez, his most active game so far. I still think he's yet to take a shot. And from a striker, that's a little worrying, but it'll come. I think an interesting thing to look at is potential subs in this game. So our bench is Marcinkowski, Misovic, Zavaleta, Zanka, Elijah Weiner, Parente, Lepli, Fagundes, Barry, and Sean Karani. I think you're going to see Miguel Barry in this game. I think you'll see Diego Fagundes in this game. I hope you'll see Tucker Lepli in this game. I think it depends on how we do in the second half. I think if we're losing, you definitely see Tucker Lepli. If you're winning, maybe you see a guy like Isaiah Parente. I think you see Elijah Weiner in this game. You probably won't see Zavaleta. You're not going to see either of the backup keepers. I don't think you see Sean Karani. I think he's more there just for like in case of emergency type of thing, where if you lose both your wingers, he comes in. But I think it's been solid so far. Welcome back, Peyton.
Welcome back.
I was talking about potential subs. Who do you want to see in the second half?
Yeah, while you were in the bathroom, I was actually touching on subs that we could see as well. I pinpointed Diego Fagundes, Miguel Berry, Elijah Wander, and Zonka as guys that we're likely to see. I don't know if Vanny uses all 5 subs. If he does, I think maybe you see Parente in the midfield.
I think those first 3.
I don't know.
Sorry, go.
No, that's all. I was just gonna say I don't know if we see Tucker because I know you're touching on that. I think we'll see Parente before we see Tucker.
Yeah, I don't think we see Tucker Lepli. I want to see Tucker Lepli, but I don't think we do. But I think those first 3 are. If I was a betting man, I would bet for them 3 to come in, being Barry, Fagundes, and Winder. I think they're pretty locked on to go in. I think Barry's a straight swap for Ramirez. Fagundes you probably see for Ruben Ramos on the left, and then Winder. there's a couple things you could do. You could put him in for Aude or Nelson and go to more of a traditional back four and have another number in the midfield, or you could go like a straight swap for Royce. So
Yeah.
we'll
It's
see how it
also
plays
worth
out.
noting that Chivas and Club America is at 0-0 as well in their matchup at halftime. So,
And that is that on the other side of the bracket.
I want to say yes. Or at least that would be like our semifinals opponent.
Yeah, so it's on our side, but yeah, we wouldn't see it until the semifinals.
Okay. Yeah. Because I know Tigres Cincinnati is the one we need to keep a real eye on.
So I mean, we have a tough side of the bracket, but the other side's pretty tough too. So there's just a lot of good teams in the tournament. So
Let's see.
probably going to be
Okay.
LAFC Miami in one quarterfinal, and then probably Monterrey versus Pumas in the other quarterfinal. The winner of us and Herediano against probably Tigres, just because they got that away goal against Cincinnati, but you never know. Cincinnati could get a result in Mexico. I doubt it, but we'll see.
Yeah.
And then that other quadrant's pretty tough. I mean, you have Chivas, Club America, the Sounders, and Cruz Azul. So all four of those teams.
I just look
pretty
at
good.
that and I'm like, what are the Whitecaps doing? And like, no disrespect, but I don't know. I just don't like the idea that the Canadian Championship can get you into CONCACAF as well as Open Cup. Honestly, if you want to play fair, I think Open Cup getting you into CONCACAF nowadays probably isn't the move.
I think Open Cup deserves it, just not in the current form.
Yeah,
Like,
no, I agree. In past, yes, absolutely.
Is that how LAFC got into it? Or no, I guess they won the West last year too. So
yeah, they
that's why SKC. That's why SKC was in it, because they got the Open Cup slot. Because that's what it was. Okay.
Sporting Kansas City in it is so funny.
But Miami plays a team from Jamaica tomorrow. Which will be something. I doubt Messi plays in that.
I don't know. Probably the away leg for sure. They could go down like 2-0 and then Messi will come in and, everyone will be shocked when they turn that one around.
Well, the away leg's tomorrow. I just don't know if he's healthy. I don't know if he was he really hurt or not, or did he just not want to play in Houston? Who knows? But yeah. Oh, how nice it must be to be a small market where Messi doesn't want to play against you.
Yeah. You got to give all of your fans it's kind of interesting, that idea of fans getting like a refund.
I know.
Because Messi's not there. Like, you bought tickets to see the Dynamo Miami. There was never a guarantee that Messi was going to play.
Yeah.
But I get it. Whereas Memes and Mustache Man, let's not call Michael Mustache Man. Memes is they're both out for the live pod. They're very busy. Do we know why Memes doesn't do live pods? Is he like with family or something watching?
I don't know. I'm not sure. But I missed a thing in chat. So I really want to see Ramirez be a stronger presence, keep up with Peck, and be an option. I agree with that. I think that's something that he likes, dropping deep so much and getting the ball. But he's used to being able to do that in Columbus, where he drops deep and gets the ball, but then he has Rossi and Cucho to go up there and fill his spot. But right now, if he's dropping deep, playing balls into Peck, Peck gets wide and there's no option in the box. So I think that either there needs to be an understanding from Ruben Ramos to tuck in and fill that gap, or Ramirez just needs to pick his times better to drop deep when he's able to then fill that gap in the box. So
yeah. I agree. I think Christian Ramirez is honestly like an interesting aerial presence that I feel like we haven't even like touched on yet.
Yeah.
He's very good at duels. You've seen it when it's in like the midfield or whatever, that maybe you didn't see out of Dejan Jovic. Was somebody able to win those 50-50 headers and retain possession? So could he be like a crossing threat or like a corner kick threat? Maybe. I mean, we're yet to see that, but I think, like Griffin touched on, you'd want to see Christian Ramirez ideally be a bit more advanced in his positioning and get opportunities, because he hasn't really gotten an opportunity. I see a lot of people wanting to judge Christian Ramirez. Like, we haven't truly seen him like get an actual chance. That's not like he's missed any big chances.
Yeah, well, I was saying when you were gone that the first two games are game and a half, because he didn't play much in Vancouver. Like, he's barely involved.
Yeah.
So But this game, at least, he's been involved and he's been promising when he's involved. The next step is now just he's our starting striker and he hasn't had a shot yet this season, I don't think. So that's the next step is getting him chances where he doesn't have to create his own chance like he's doing now. He's being the creative outlet. But now that Royce is creating a little more, hopefully there will be chances for Ramirez, and that's when the striker's really judged, is when they take their chances. Before a striker has chances, I mean, there's only so much you can judge him. So
Is there a watch along next game? Not versus St. Louis, unless like Sean wants to solo run that. Because I know some people have talked about home game watch alongs. We only do this away games. At least that's where I'll be. Halftime takeaways before the second half. You could start, Griffin. Go ahead.
I'll give you a couple positives and a couple negatives. The positives, I think there's good things to take away from Ramos and Harvey Miller. They've showed their quality. I think Garces has been closer to last season than his this season form. And I think Royce has been very promising as opposed to what we've seen in the first two games. Main negative is just we've been broken down twice so far already. I think you want to see Christian Ramirez get a little more chances or get any chances. But yeah, I think those are the main takeaways that come to me. And then another negative, we haven't scored. It's 0-0, but it's still 45 minutes to play.
I agree with the next comment in the chat. I think Harvey Miller has been a positive. In his first start for the Galaxy. I think Ruben Ramos Jr. has also been a positive, seeing him not be scared to take shots. I like Harvey Miller a lot. I think the team's very high on him as we kick off the second half.
You got to remember, this is the guy who's yet to turn 18. Played one season with VCFC. And a lot of times you see guys spend a lot more time with VCFC and develop a lot more. Like Johnny Perez played a lot for VCFC. Gino Vivi never really got out of VCFC. So the fact that they're putting the trust in Harvey Miller after only one season of VCFC shows where they rate him.
And he hasn't looked out of place once.
No, not at all. In an intimidating environment too, making your first start in Central America in a Champions League knockout game. I mean,
exactly.
It really get harder than that. No changes for the second half from either team.
Yeah, Galaxy's still trying to work it through the midfield here through Marco Royce, Julian Ade now. They're just going to opt to play back. But I think if you're looking at negatives, like we kind of touched on, we've given up a couple big chances in behind. And if they capitalize on a couple of those, you could be looking at a much different game here. So you want to limit that. But John Nelson has a lot of space, a lot of options here. He goes to Peck, just kind of forces it there. Herediano's in a good spot to intercept that. But yeah,
I see a little more from Julian Ade in the attacking third. I think that he has the quality to be a solid player in the attacking third, getting goal contributions, putting good crosses in. There's been a couple times this game in the past where it just seems like he kind of just trips over his own feet. Like he's so gangly and long, and it just seems like sometimes he is a little uncoordinated. Because I think he puts a good cross in. He needs to be getting in those right spots. So I think he's one to look out for that could be in for a big second half.
Yeah. I also think it looks like we transitioned to back four. Now that Marco Royce plays in behind Christian Ramirez. Ruben Ramos is going to be on the end of that potentially. It's a good look from Christian Ramirez there. And that goes out for a Galaxy corner kick. Let's see.
I think I'm behind you. Let me refresh mine. I'm at 47, 22, 23.
Yeah, same.
Okay, good.
We're back. I had to refresh mine as well after halftime because I accidentally paused it for a second. But Marco Royce to take the corner kick.
You got to target Yoshida here.
Yeah.
Or maybe Christian Ramirez too.
Let's get a Ramirez header in here. Royce takes the corner, swings it, cleared out. It had a lot of menace on that ball there. I like that. It's kind of where you want it. John Nelson crosses it back into the box to nobody. Just ends up in the goalkeeper's hands. And a yellow card for Maya Yoshida. now.
You're not happy about that.
Yeah, looks like he got some of the players' face. Oh, Yoshida is not too happy. There's a little scuffle in the mix there as the player remains down for Herediano. I want to see a replay. Yeah, see.
Harvey Miller can be a Julian Araujo type player, academy to starting regular games. Yeah, I agree. I mean, I think that's big shoes to follow.
Yeah,
Wrestling in the box, but I mean, Harvey Miller's been promising so far. I don't want us to get too carried away because it's just been a half, but from what we've seen, I mean, yeah, I think he should be part of the first team this year.
welcome back.
Once Nascimento is fit, it's going to be really good. Yeah, I'm hoping he'll be fit soon, especially chemistry with our winger. We'll heal the hole that Jovic's departure left. Yeah.
Yeah.
I agree. I think that's a big one.
My apologies, I am back.
Done.
Good thing you didn't miss anything.
What
Just a yellow card on Yoshida. We're at 13, 14, 15, 16.
Oh, wow. I
17.
am miles behind you. I'm barely in 48.
Oh, really?
I don't know what happened to my YouTube stream.
You just try to refresh
That's
it,
you.
and then we'll be back.
I said 27, 28, 29.
36, 37.
Yeah, you're like 10 seconds.
Wow.
Herediano working it through the Galaxy. Marco Royce, they're all over Marco, but he still has the ball, and then finally gets dispossessed. Yeah, that's interesting.
We're just not happy about that one, rightly so.
Yeah. Yoshida does well to clear that, but Gar says, and that will end in McCarthy's hands.
I do think if we keep a clean sheet tonight, there's going to be a lot of calls for McCarthy to be the number one, which I think is a little reactionary. Yes, he's been good, but
yeah,
you got to
see how that plays out.
You got to give Mitrovic his reps, and give him a couple weeks, give him time. It's early in the season. I mean, we're gonna make it's MLS. You're gonna make the playoffs. I mean, I say that you could very easily miss it, but
You went over.
Herediano is in behind here. Good
Miller.
tackle by Harbor Miller.
Offside, but still,
Yeah.
it's a
Flag
great
comes
tackle.
up.
Garces is not happy with McCarthy, saying he should have come out for that. But Harbor Miller bailed him out there. It's a really good tackle from the kid.
I mean, yeah,
That's about offsides too.
he is offsides. Yeah, Harbor Miller does an excellent job, but I think Garces is right. McCarthy should have came out for that one. So John McCarthy takes the free kick now. Yeah, I agree with you, Griffin. I think it would be very reactionary to say that McCarthy should start after this match, but you're gonna see it if we hold a clean sheet. But there's plenty of
you've been seeing it since Mitrovic's mistake against San Diego.
Yeah, and man, that was Garces though. Like that was, in my opinion, that was primarily Garces, and you don't see any shouts for Garces to go to the bench, which he shouldn't, obviously. But like, I feel like people kind of have the wrong blame on that one. Not that Mitrovic had 0% fault.
I think similar to like guys like Gaston Brugman, who I love Brugman, but like I think it was the right move to move on from him this offseason. I think people are like that with McCarthy, where it's like he's one of our MLS champions. Like, yeah, he was, and he was good last season, and but you kind of have to take emotion out of it and think about what's better for this team. And yeah, maybe it might be McCarthy, but I think what's not the right decision is not even giving Mitrovic a chance. And 2 games is not a chance. So you got to give him a
I don't think you're a good head coach if you bench a player after 2 games,
especially a young player like that.
Yeah. Herediano flops in the box. That's not a penalty, but they're still on the ball at the top of the box. Good pressing by the Galaxy by Ruben Ramos Jr., and they're going to force it. Herediano looks like he's going to line up a shot. It does. Good save by McCarthy. Doesn't really test him too much. The ball goes back into the box. It overcooked for a Galaxy throw-in. That was a dangerous look by Herediano there, but you're never going to get that penalty call. I mean, it is CONCACAF, so never say never, but I thought
they were going to call it. Not because it should have been, but I just thought they were going to.
Yeah.
That would be a really, really weak call, considering some of the other plays that has happened on the rest of the pitch.
Yeah, that's a good shot by that Herediano player right there. It's not enough to test McCarthy. It goes right to him, and he just parries that one. Herediano now, they have options back post. They hit one of them, overcooked again.
They're on the front foot right now.
Yeah, the Galaxy are a bit fortunate. These last two possessions haven't ended badly for them, but let's see how that works right there.
If McCarthy launches the ball here, watch how he does it and then compare it to Mirkovic because they are pretty much identical. So for people saying that Mirkovic has worse distribution, again, it is almost the exact same as McCarthy's.
Yeah.
Where's Greg Vanny wearing a penny?
I don't know. He's ready to go in. He's seen enough.
Good contest from Christian Ramirez. That's all we need from a big nine.
It's a good recovery by Ade.
Speaking of Ramirez, he hasn't gotten the ball too much, but I would have liked to seen a lot more out of him this game.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think building off of that, I think he's been solid when he's got the ball, but he just hasn't. He's been
driving.
Back on a good
You see a
run.
break right here.
Ade. Oh,
That's a yellow minimum.
I think we'd rather take that foul, but
Ant just said, "What did I miss, Griffin?" I just woke up.
you missed not a whole lot. I mean, we've looked okay. We've had a couple chances. They've had a couple chances. It's definitely been better than the first two games, but still seems a work in progress. Royce has been a lot better than he was. Garces has been pretty good. Peck's been dangerous. McCarthy's been solid, and they're in right now.
Herediano are
Well
in.
defended for Harbor Miller.
Harbor Miller.
Great tackle.
Harbor Miller, very, very good so far.
The question is now, with what you've seen from him today, would you start him versus St. Louis?
If Yamane is not ready to go, I am comfortable.
Yeah, I think
starting Harbor Miller.
You start him and you give Yamane like 30, 20 off the bench. I think you play him as much as he can, and then whatever amount he can't go, you play Harbor Miller.
I think you see Yamane start in the second leg, though, for sure.
Yeah, in the second leg, I think. Or I think it depends on what the score of this first leg is, too. If we have a lead and we're a little more comfortable, I think Harbor Miller could get the start. But if it's a game we need to come back in or we need to get a couple goals in, I think Yamane probably starts.
Yeah.
I think he just starts either way because coming off of an injury, you don't want to be rushing him back too soon by starting him Sunday. But you still want to get him fitness minutes in.
Yeah.
Before we go. We play Portland after the second leg, correct?
After, yes. So it's
after
St. Louis on Sunday, Herediano second leg on Wednesday, and then Portland on the next Sunday.
Why has Edwin been so sloppy to start the season? Herediano are in. They have a chance on the volley. They take it past Yoshida. Oh, good.
Great block from McCarthy.
Man. That was
Yoshida got done there. Not a good look.
That is another warning shot to the Galaxy to wake up the second half before it's 1-0. Just a good ball. Yeah, that pump fake on the shot absolutely sold Yoshida there.
The entry ball, too. I mean,
yeah.
He was flat-footed. I think I don't want to be too reactionary about Yoshida, but I think that there could be a step back from him this year. I don't know if he's going to be able to be as good as last year just with his age, and he's already not the fastest player. He's probably losing a step of pace, but he's still a solid player for us.
Crossed it into the box, dealt with well by Garces for a corner. Just to touch on why Edwin has been sloppy to start the season, we kind of talked about that a bit earlier. I think Edwin Cerrillo, as you see Elijah Winder and Diego Fagundes prepare to enter this match, I think you, like Griffin said, he's playing a 6 right now, and I just, as McCarthy kind of makes a mess of that coming out, but it goes out for a goal kick. I think Edwin has maybe had I know it's his third year, but this is like his second full-time year starting. I think he's had maybe a bit of a sophomore slump to start the year. But I don't think it's anything to be too worried about. I think he's a quality player. But maybe it just takes time for him to grow back into the season and grow into fitness. Maybe he hasn't been active enough as you'd like to see him be. but I think Edwin is one of those players that could probably just turn it on. But I think, I think
also
has been all right.
I think also as a 6'2", like playing with a guy like Ricky, you always know he's an option. So you take him out of it, and it's a lot. There's no less players, but there's less options because Ricky always finds a way to get free. He drops so deep to get the ball. So Cerrillo's having to be a little smarter about where to pass, what passes to pick out. It's not as simple as just pick your head up and give the ball to Ricky like it has been.
Yeah, good defense by Marco Royce.
Yeah, it's not something we've been seeing, but I'm happy to see it.
Not just with Ricky being gone, you're also looking at a workhorse and Mark Delgado not being on the team anymore, who would always be filling up those gaps.
Yeah, it's a whole new midfield. I mean, not whole new because of Royce, but even Royce.
It's almost like the midfield transition Liverpool kind of had to go through in recent years for the Galaxy. I mean, obviously, they didn't choose to leave Ricky behind. It's just what happened and how things transpired this year. But it's still an adjustment period as they go down for Herediano free kick here. They're going to reset this quickly. But I think it's a bit of an adjustment for everyone in the midfield. And Edwin Cerrillo's been here. And longer than anyone else in the midfield has up to this point. Edwin Cerrillo has been here longest, and it's a bit of a transition for him. Like you said, losing Ricky Puig and Mark Delgado and even Gaston Brugman in some areas, losing all three of those players has been difficult, I'm sure, and been a transition for him. But we'll see how he progresses through the season with chemistry as Harbour Miller's down here.
I think Cerrillo's probably one foul away from a yellow in this game as well. I don't know, I got clipped there, but should be fine. Looks like. Okay, so this is for Nelson. So it looks like Aude will slide back into the back four. Fagundes will go on the left, so it'll be a more conventional back four. Ramos coming out as well, so it looks like it'll be normal back four, double pivot of Winder and Cerrillo with Royce as the 10, Fagundes out left. So a little more like the traditional formation you see from Vanny, what we've seen in the first two games. So
I don't know if that's entirely surprising with the fact that John Nelson's played so many minutes that they probably want to save him for St. Louis at the weekend, But, and Aude hasn't gotten a lot of minutes, so
I think he deserves a shot. I don't think he's been great in this game, but I don't think he's been bad. So
you also got to remember a lot of it. He's been more up the pitch compared to where he normally is.
He hasn't really defended. What is Vanny doing with that penny? It's not even like on.
Might just be a weird CONCACAF rule that you have to wear it as the manager.
Well, that's like what last year when it looked like he was shirtless at the game.
That was the game that I was at in Seattle. Yeah, those are.
To Seattle for a 0-0 draw.
So rough, man.
I might be going to Portland away, so if it's a 0-0 draw, I'm not going to be happy.
I hope for your sake that it is. So.
Decent attempt. Well, not really a decent attempt actually at all. It goes over the back line straight into the goalkeeper. I think we got to see more out of Fagundes too, not just in this game, but coming into the season as well. I mean, when you look at his numbers last season, I believe it was like 4 goals, 2 assists, something like that.
I think it might have been 5 and 3, but
5 and 3.
Yeah.
Still, for a player that's getting paid over $1 million, who got a lot of minutes, hoping to see it up there a little more.
I think Fagundes too. You hear him talk about, I want to be an all-star. I want to be this. This is his chance. Like Pencil's hurt. Now's your chance. You got to take it. Like Pencil's going to come back, and you're not. Yeah, he's still going to get minutes, but he's not going to be a starter anymore. Like now's your chance. You got to take it. And he knows that. So we'll see. Short corner from Herediano.
Whipped in back post. Good by Garza. I think you're right.
There's a beast. Yeah, he is.
If Diego Fagundes does not produce like he wanted to be an all-star and he doesn't produce like that, he has nobody to blame but himself.
He's getting a chance.
Yeah. Gabriel Peck stays out wide for Diego Fagundes, and he's just
going to get the angle.
Yeah.
Good run there from Fagundes, though.
It's midfield to Winder. They're working it down these wings here.
Harbour Miller get high and wide with Fagundes, so Fagundes can tuck in. That'll be an interesting 2v1 on that side if we can get it.
I'm really impressed by Harvard Miller. That's my man in the match so far, honestly. Maybe
It's
I'm
not just it's defensively, but it's also like he's been solid on the ball. I can think of one pass. I think it was his first one of the game where it was a little shaky, but like yeah, he's gonna be nervous. And ever since then, it's like it's been solid. Not solid, better than solid. Like he's been good.
I agree. I think the only other case for man of the match right now is McCarthy. Made
I
some
would say
big saves in
maybe
there.
I would say maybe Garces as well.
Garces had some great plays.
Who does in 2025 rather play Tucker?
I
I love Tucker that play.
A lot of people here rather play Tucker. We have a Tucker hive.
Speaking of hive, we got Winder Hive here, an avid Winder supporter and myself.
I think it's interesting we haven't seen Lepley out wide yet because he played kind of out wide in preseason. That's the game he scored a brace. And considering we're so thin on wingers right now, I thought that would have been something we saw in Vancouver, but we didn't see it. So
seems like their backup strikers. Sorry for interrupting, but it seems like their backup strikers coming in here, which I could be wrong. That might be one of their defenders. I tried doing some research before this game. But number 9 seems to be a bit lethal in the league coming off this game.
Yeah, Marcel Hernandez, Cuban.
Pistol Peyton. I'm gonna clip that at my man. No context. Here we come. Wait, I'm not even sure what you're talking about. You're gonna have to send me that.
Number 80 just came in the game. Andres Rodriguez.
Oh, that's a good turnover. They're gonna have a shot goal, Herediano.
It's a great effort from long range. Nothing too much McCarthy could have done to get to that bottom corner. Gotta give him credit to that one. Sometimes
he's kissing the badge. He's doing the Sean name in the crowd right now.
What was the turnover? I missed it. I guess I'll see it.
Yeah. Let's see the replay here. I mean, the Galaxy just the warning shots have been there. Oh, is that Julian? Oh no, it's Winder.
Oh man, not looking too good right now. We will rise again, Winder Hive.
Why did you say Winder Hive? Why did you say Winder Hive?
It's a hell of a finish. It's a poor
turnover.
It's a great finish. And it's their captain too. He looks pretty old based on the bald spot in the back of his head.
Winder needs to do better there, not to get shoved off the ball that easily.
Man.
There's no reason from that.
I love Winder, but he's got to do better there.
Yeah, I mean, again, he didn't have too much. You don't have too much time to react to that, but I mean, if you think you're going to get shoved off the ball, just launch that.
It's Elias Aguilar who scored the eventual game-winning goal in the second leg against RSL. So.
Dude, I'm tweaking out right now. This is not sitting right with me. We cannot lose a third consecutive game. It's just like we don't need to harp too much on Elijah Winder, but that is a very bad turnover there. And I think I'm more curious to see the Galaxy response than anything. How do we respond? We're on the brink of losing 3 consecutive games. We need to step up now.
Not responding nicely as it seems like they're trying to go on a counter. They're playing it back, but stole it off of us in their end of the park.
Also, you really want that away goal. You really want that away goal now. Because if you could go 1-1 with an away goal, that's good. But
1-1 is basically a win.
Oh, it's gonna be no. Oh, now whoa! Why did they call it now, yo? They let it play on. That referee had a perfect vantage point of it, and then they just decided a yellow
card
and a yellow.
Edwin Sorio.
I think it's the right call for a foul, but it's the fact that they didn't call it at first.
Yeah, that's what I mean. Like I don't like looking at the replay. Is it a foul? Sure, but like.
There's been the same types of challenges on Peck earlier that they got away with. So,
set piece in a good position right here for Herediano.
I'm just who's going to show us something? Like, who on this roster is going to like take this game by the scruff of its neck and be like, I'm going to get us a goal? So right now, it just seems like it's a lot of guys who are just like cruising.
Yeah, no, I agree.
Dangerous set piece
here. Easy collection by John McCarthy, who's trying to build it out quick. It has to be Gabriel Peck to step up for the Galaxy. I mean, he's our guy. Nobody this season has proven to be reliable at all besides Gabriel Peck, in my opinion.
I
Just
feel like you might be seeing Barry soon here. Just need to
yeah.
get more runs in the middle again.
Fagundes now crosses
Ramirez.
it in. Ramirez sets up Marco Royce. Marco Royce. Oh,
Oh, what a
save!
save!
Oh.
That was your chance right there, especially for Royce.
Yeah, that was the chance.
Again, a big salary player there might be needing to do a bit better on it.
This is so frustrating to watch, man. It's a good save. It's a good save, but man, we need an away goal because if Herediano comes to our home ground and they get one goal, then we need
It's
three.
over.
Then we need three versus them needing 2 away goals, and it's so much different of a game if we get one here. We need one goal. We need one goal more than anything.
But again, back to Ramirez. Haven't seen too much out of him that I've liked. A lot of the same that we saw versus San Diego, where he's not really getting much of the ball. But then again, you also have to put the blame on him a bit, where he's not making those good runs in behind. I mean, really, outside of that one run right there, hasn't done too much.
I think I think it's unfair to say this is like him at San Diego. I think he's been better than that. Because I think he's been pretty good actually in combining combinations. But I think what is going on right now? Fan just ran on the field hugging Royce.
I mean, hey.
But I think I agree with you, Sean. Where in the final third it leaves a lot. Like we need more from him. It looks like Miguel Berry's getting ready to come on too.
Good call, Sean.
Maybe it's the end of Christian Ramirez tonight.
Yeah, we do need Freaky Pooge back, man. We do need Cabral and Grandsir back.
Whoa,
I
whoa.
agree. Like we're already paying half of Cabral's salary. Why is he not on this? Why is he not on this roster right now?
I think we would be in a worse position if he was, respectfully.
Okay, of course I'm only kidding before I get trashed in the chat there. I am a Cabral stan, but it just didn't work out at the Galaxy or Colorado right now, but it's okay. We will be back. As Yoshida clears us out. Herediano looking to add a second goal. Working on Amir Garces. It's going to be out for a Galaxy throw now.
You have 20 minutes left in this contest, down a goal, and haven't really shown too much in the final third that we can get that third.
I think you're right.
Get that goal.
I think Ramirez comes off for Barry here. As the cross gets whipped in back post, I don't think anyone's going to be able to get on that. Nope, goal kick. Where's Galaxy Memes and Galaxy Runs LA? Galaxy Memes is not here tonight, but Galaxy Runs LA will not be here for the next 2 streams. As you see, Christian Ramirez does indeed come off. Good call by Sean. Galaxy Runs LA is traveling, so he is not with us, but he will be back soon. But yeah, we'll see. We got 19 minutes to save this match here. Save a result out of it. Like we said going into it, a draw is fine. So Herediano just patiently working it through. Gabriel Peck is good press there. Yes, we need Lord Barry to save us. Come on, Miguel.
I feel like Barry's had a positive start to the season, which, I mean, I thought he had a good game. Obviously, he got the assist for Peck's goal against Vancouver. But even in that game against San Diego, the game just became so much more lively.
Yeah. Now we see Mitrovic wasn't the problem. Yeah, I mean, I wouldn't blame the goal on McCarthy either for being fair to both goalkeepers. But Mitrovic is still our starter. Let's be very clear on that.
I think there's not much McCarthy can do on that one.
No. But my logic in that is that if Novak Mitrovic gave up the same goal, people would be calling for his head, which is I just find a bit ridiculous. But I understand it's just a part of the game when you bench an MLS Cup winning goalkeeper. So, that's a bad.
Horrible bad. Fagundes winning it back though.
Good. Burying. Winder pressing. Galaxy earn a throw in there. Thank you. I appreciate the love, antisocial. Thank you. I've seen you in the chat. I appreciate everyone who's watching right now. I just want to take a moment to thank you guys.
Another turnover from
Bad
Winder.
turnover. Herediano looking to add a second. They're going to hit it on the volley out for a corner kick. No, I appreciate the love for the pages. We're always here to keep you guys updated. I guess we could plug now while this Herediano player is down. Griffin, plug yourself. Go ahead.
I'm on the Talking Galaxy Instagram account, even though at this point it's mostly just collabs from you guys, but I'm the one behind that account.
Yeah. Sean, go ahead. Plug.
I am Galaxy News 101 on Instagram and on Twitter.
And I am LA Galaxy _Buzz on Instagram. But yeah, no, we're not ever just gonna completely like lose it on the whole team. It's not like, this team won an MLS Cup last year. We're always gonna back the club no matter what, and these players do regardless play for the badge. We've seen in previous years where players don't play for the badge. I don't ever find that's the case, even when we're losing games like we are right now. I feel like this is a team that wants to get it right, a team that's motivated to get it right, and I trust our coaching staff. I trust our front office. The results will come. So, it's not the end of the world, even if we drop this game. But I think the Galaxy have a good chance at maybe getting a goal before this one ends to level it. But we'll see.
You also got to remember as well with this team that we have right now, a lot of injuries. Can't really blame them too much when we're not playing at our best, because you're missing about half the squad.
Yeah, I agree.
Surreal's gonna get sent off.
Yeah, it's just not a necessary shove there. The last thing we'd need is a red card with all of the injuries and turmoil. Oh, that's a bad turnover by Garza. If they're gonna take the shot, it goes wide.
If it was Cerrillo too, that's what's the lineup in the second leg? You throw Parente in there, or do you like our only other natural six is Parente?
Yeah.
I think you would have seen Winder have to slot in there, unfortunately.
I don't think that's six though.
You can't play Winder as a lone six. He could play in a double pivot, but there's no one for him to play next to if Cerrillo's gone.
Yeah. Don't judge the team until Josuke is back with Peck. I think Joseph Paintsel helps this team greatly. I also think that Miki Amane helps a lot when you see him back. I think injuries obviously are holding us down. You don't need to be a genius to be able to say that. Everyone knows that missing the amount of starters that we are, it's going to be an uphill battle, even against a Costa Rican team. It's still difficult regardless. It throws off the team chemistry, the game plan, and everything that we had going into the season. And you're already missing your star player in Ricky Puig. So it's an uphill battle for the Galaxy. I think Joseph Paintsel will be huge to come back, but I think it's going to be a couple weeks. So you just want to keep afloat until he does.
Just touching on what Ant said, I think it's important to stay positive during these times. We're not good right now, but I think this isn't 2023, and I think people are thinking that it is. I just think you got to stay positive. It's been bad results, but you look at this roster, there's quality in this roster. There's talent. You don't need us to tell you that. Like, you can see that. So we are going to get a Sean Karani debut here.
And Isaiah Parente.
Wow.
Interesting.
Sean Karani
Again,
luckily.
Royce coming off here. Again, not enough from him on the night.
Rodriguez will probably slide central, Karani out wide, and Parente for Cerrillo as a straight swap. I think that's the right call, getting Cerrillo out of there.
I think it's a step up for Royce, though. I will counter that.
I think Royce is pretty good.
Yeah, I wouldn't say that was like a great performance, but I think it was a step in the right direction.
I think he's definitely like a net positive. I think if you're rating him, I give him a 6.5. Like, he was fine.
Yeah.
It was definitely a step up, but still highly, highly disappointing in my opinion. Especially since he needs to be a leader in that midfield. obviously he isn't going to be dropping back, picking the ball up from the defense and going up like Ricky would, but he's just not involved too much.
See it
I
granted
think he was
now.
I think he was pretty good, but agree to disagree.
I think if you want to take the whole sum of all of his performances and say that it's been that one is going to stay in. Wow, good work by Herediano. They are hustling for this win. And then the acrobatic clearance out recovered by Maya Yoshida though. I think if you're taking the cumulative sum of Marco Reus' performance through 3 matches, yeah, you could say he's been very disappointing, but I think this match has been better than his last 2. And if he can move up and take another step in the right direction against St. Louis, then yeah, I don't have any complaints on Marco Reus' performance. But obviously, you'd like to see a goal. He had that chance that he could have buried. It was a good save, but you know.
I mean, I understand where you guys are coming from here. Again, I do agree it was a step up from the previous 2 games. Obviously, he didn't play all of the match versus Vancouver. But just from a player of his level, where he came from, and as well as, again, how much he's getting paid on the year, it's just he could be involved just a bit more than what he currently is.
Yeah, and as you see, Herediano try to break, but Julian Ade one-on-one defending wins that and earns another throw-in for the Galaxy, and the player goes down for Herediano, but they want to play it quickly. They do not care. He's going to have to get back up. Elijah Winder now. Miguel Berry making a run in behind. Not going to be hit.
Switch from
Harbor Miller, probably the first bad play you've seen from him. Just not a good first touch.
I think it's a tough one, though. I mean, yeah, it's not what you want from it, but it's a tough time. The ball's coming in with pace.
Yeah, it's not like a critical play or anything. Like, it's not like he cost us a goal or anything. You
guys see the ticket prices for Sunday? They're practically giving the tickets away, looking like an empty game as of right now. I haven't seen them, but
let's pull that up real quick.
Sean Karani, yeah.
You know what? I don't know. If it is an empty game, that means I will guaranteed get a ticket in the supporters section. So I will be there. Let's see though.
Is it the Sunday night soccer game? Or is it just
it is
the other game on Sunday? Okay.
It's the Sunday night. Yeah, you got Sunday night soccer and the other game on Sunday. Yeah. That's MLS in 2025.
They're bringing this big, it's the first time ever Sunday night soccer. No, it's not.
No, we just never labeled it.
Yeah, there's just never been a game every single week a Sunday night.
Yeah.
I think most of our Sunday game, I could be completely wrong, but I was just looking to a few of the Sunday games earlier, and I believe most of them will be the Sunday night soccer.
Yeah.
That makes sense for the defending champs. So
I agree. I just don't like Sunday games, if I'm being completely honest. I like Saturdays way better. But hey, maybe after this year we'll get more Saturday games.
I'm okay with Sundays just because there's usually more happening on Saturdays that I would have to either miss to watch the Galaxy game. Sundays usually not a lot's going on, so I know I'll be.
There's a lot of available seats, I will say. For St. Louis, but I guess that's not completely unexpected. A lot of the sales come from game day sales, and we're not going to ignore it. The team's form and the opponent. I think if this was, the Galaxy flying high against the San Jose Earthquakes or LAFC, you'd see a higher attendance. But
couple subs for Herediano. As demoralizing as it has been. A goal here is huge. A goal in the last 10 to 14 minutes, whatever we get, would be huge for us to go back to LA with.
It'd give us the advantage, actually.
Yeah. So
I like to point this out. Oh, I'm sorry. Continue.
No. You're good.
Oh, I've been on Twitter scrolling through for a minute, and I'm seeing a lot of people saying McCarthy has been better than Mitrovic, especially on some of the stops he's made. Again, I feel like there's really nothing McCarthy could have done there on their goal. Yeah. But then again, if Mitrovic was in there, there's nothing he really could have done on it as well. I feel like, and the only time you can really criticize Mitrovic is
getting into it. Sorry, go ahead.
is his pass to Garces, which I think Garces could have handled better. I know I've mentioned that a few times
Why did
already.
Orange get a yellow?
Yeah,
How are you
they've been
arguing?
scuffling. They've all been scuffling, and the Herediano player gets a yellow as well.
Greg Van
Yeah,
is mine. Sorry, keep going, Sean.
I feel like as well you let Mikovic continue. McCarthy hasn't been bad by any means, but I don't think he's shown that he's better than Mikovic. But I don't think Mikovic has shown he's better than McCarthy. I feel like they're very level right here. And
Yeah.
I would continue this Mikovic experiment.
Yeah.
A lot of late tackles flying in.
I don't know. Discourse on Twitter is always a mess because people are the most reactionary you'll ever see in your life.
Yeah.
This game's 1-0 with John McCarthy, and this game's 1-0 with Novak Mitrovic. And there's not much to say regarding that. But it's like beating a dead horse at this point. It's not like John McCarthy's done anything that Novak hasn't done. And
Twitter was so beautiful last season when the Galaxy was good, and it has never been like that ever before, and it'll probably never be like that again.
No, never again. No. Not unless we have like a supporter shield winning year and then MLS Cup winning year. Like even at points last year, people were losing their minds.
Yeah,
including myself.
People were calling for
Great move from Aoude there.
May.
Oh, that's
For
always
Fagundes. Great
Fagundes.
switch. Oh,
terrible. Just a terrible ball by Diego Fagundes.
Just use your left there, like.
Yeah. I don't know what he's trying to do.
Chivas has scored. They're up 1-0.
yeah, that is such a horrible ball there from Fagundes. Again, touching up on he wants to play for the All-Star game. That is not going to get you caught up for the All-Star. That's for sure.
No. Well, it is CONCACAF versus MLS play, so.
We know guys players will get called up for the All-Star game anyway, but that's fine.
Yeah, I like the ambition by Diego. I just,
could have been so much better.
He hasn't been it this year. And in a year that's been going like it has so far, I think you kind of see that, guys are also playing for their keeps next year because we did a lot of roster flexibility to keep Diego Fagundes on this squad. So, only 3 games, but that's a good ball by Herediano. I was looking for that one. Still looking for options. He's going to shield that. Yeah, I don't know what he's doing there. Good recovery, though, by Prente. Oh. Uh-oh.
Unfortunate.
Oh.
Unfortunate. Just looks like he tripped over it.
I thought he went face down in the turf for a second. I was like, oh, no. Whenever I get...
I'll have to save Danny's job. Watch him do it again. Prente is 99 overall and giving the ball away.
I'll give credit for the Galaxy list. I was mentioning it yesterday on the pod how we kept on just lobbing it up to Peck and just praying for him to do something there. But we've tried options on the left-hand side a lot this game. I mean, you've relied on Peck maybe a little too much, but I mean, I understand why you would rely on your DP.
Is that a yellow card? Yeah, I believe that's a yellow for Amir Garces.
I think he gave it.
About 4 minutes plus whatever added on time there will be, which probably might be a few minutes considering how if you have a 1-goal lead, you want to try to time waste just a bit.
I think we're seeing
last season, people got mad Puig benched Diego. I don't know if that happened. I don't know. If you're talking about,
there was a couple people saying the team plays better without Puig.
Yeah.
Which was ridiculous.
And it was like we've never lost with Diego Fagundes that was flying around.
I do remember that.
It's pretty clear to see.
But yeah, I mean, if we're talking about serious people, Diego Fagundes versus Ricky Puig, come on, man. Like even last season. Like
not even Galaxy biased here. In my opinion, there is no better midfielder in the league than Ricky Puig.
Yeah, 100%.
I think if you base the most valuable player off of who's the most valuable to their team, like you take them out of their team, who gets the worst, you put them in the team who gets the best. I think it's Ricky. No one's more valuable to the team.
Yeah.
Because I think, I mean, you've seen Inter Miami keep rolling without Messi. Like,
Yeah.
even you want to talk about LAFC, Dennis Bouanga has not been good the first 2 games of the season. They're 2-0. Like, things like that. You take Ricky out, and he's not just Ricky being taken out. I mean, we know all the guys we've lost, but it's a completely different team.
Yeah, 100%. Let's see.
Trying to get options here to build out of the back line. Just not enough movement, not enough quickness.
2
Good
minutes
ball
left.
here for
Diego Fagundes has plenty of
Fagundes.
space. Fagundes
Cross.
hits it in the dangerous spot. We still have it here. Elijah Winder. Winder has a shot blocked.
We keep possession at least. Good attempt.
That was a good attack for the Galaxy, but just no end product once again. Julian Ade now. Diego Fagundes finds Parente. Elijah Winder now out wide to Harbor Miller. Harbor Miller whipping in the cross. Harbor Miller tries to find Gabriel Peck. Cleared out by Herediano for a deep throw in. What's up, Justina? Let's see. Griffin and Peyton are too nice. Sean Jr., you got to be the joker of the group. Yeah, Sean, you got to start calling players scrubs, man. You gotta get heated.
I back my team, especially now.
Yeah, you also back your managers.
Yes,
know.
I do. Yes, I do.
So yeah, Chivas is leading Club America, which is actually a pretty big result on the other side of the bracket. So we'll see how that one develops. Whether
Yellow card for time
Chivas
wasting here.
can finish that one out.
What are we saying on stoppage time? 4, 5?
5. I'm gonna go 5 because they had the goal and then he had a couple small stoppages.
Here's
Yes,
Fagundes on the
Diego
side.
Fagundes.
Why is-
Fagundes.
Doesn't keep
Miguel
traveling.
Berry is gonna go up. Miguel Berry. Miguel Berry is just trying to use his physical strength to get to that, and it's gonna be kept into play for a Galaxy throw in. No, goal kick. Yeah. Nope.
If this was Arsenal, Sean would be different.
Nah, I mean, I was fed yesterday with how UCL win, so
Yeah.
I mean, I'm not too keen on some of our players. Haven't been too keen on, but
How about that touch from Maya Yoshida?
deep down, I'll always back my players and my club manager.
Sean, we saw what you were saying in the group chat about Odegaard last week.
Yeah.
I did not think he was good
That
enough.
switch up was wild. That was a crazy switch up.
I'll be humble here and admit that I was wrong.
Peck hits it. Goal. Corner kick.
Come on. 6 minutes of added time. I'm not sure if you guys mentioned that, but
Yeah.
1 minute's already down. 5 to go.
Goal here is huge.
Come on. Just bag one off of the corner. Come on, please.
I'd love to see a Winder goal, reverse it.
Just give me any goal here, and I'll be happy.
Fagundes to take the corner. Fagundes whips it in. Goes back post. Elijah Winder gets his head on it. Goalkeeper collects. So he's going to sit on this one.
Unfortunate, doesn't look like we will be getting a result here. Still a bit of time to play, but
There's time.
it's not.
Got like 2 minutes left, probably, if you take out the time that they're going to waste.
Yeah. You got a couple real attacks left as you see Julian Ade storming. Galaxy need to go quick here. Maya Yoshida plays it out wide to Harbor Miller, who's had an excellent first start for the Galaxy.
No matter the result, yeah, I'm gonna give him my man of the match.
Yeah, I'm a fan of Harbor Miller now.
Such a young age.
I think the only way he doesn't get it is if someone does something truly incredible to
Yeah,
make a
now.
goal. Oh my god.
Coming in here on the big lights in CONCACAF again, as I just mentioned, at such a young age and bossing the back line, really. Yeah.
It's going to be 2 substitutions for Herediano. It's the 93rd minute now, and they're going to take their sweet time on this.
I'm going to give us that AFTV after a West Ham loss. I was not happy with where West Ham was.
I was not happy with it. No.
There's a reason we've been calling Harbor Starboy for years. Yeah.
Harbor Hive is up. He's no Ruben Ramos Jr., but no, I'm just fine.
So we're making hives for Harbor Miller,
Hive.
but we can't have a Winder hive.
We could have a Winder Hive.
Well,
As soon as you said Winder Hive, he gave the ball up though. So
Yeah,
I'm
and then
starting to
they
think you have
scored.
the issue.
We did, all three of us, I think, said we're more excited for Ruben Ramos and Harbor Miller tonight. Harbor Miller has been
That's
the best
true.
player.
Just a stinky take by us. Just terrible because
I don't think Ruben Ramos was bad. He just wasn't anything special.
Harbor's just been.
Yeah, Harbor's been good.
Nice.
Picks it up here.
Good
Might
tackle.
get one. No, it's going to be a foul.
What? That was a good tackle, I thought.
It was a great tackle.
Well, this ball is not going to go back into play for a little bit. So, oh, never mind.
Might should have just caught it.
They tried to go too fast into play.
Might be going over the 6 minutes here of added
I
time.
don't know. Usually whenever I think that, they blow it, it's like as soon as 96 hits. Like, because we played realistically like 2 minutes of these 4, and it just, yeah. I don't think they care too much. A foul.
We get a foul
Galaxy
here.
need to take the free kick very quickly. This is it. Julian Ade.
Goodness, good layoff.
There we go.
Fagundes.
Elijah Winder. Good physicality.
Goes out
by
for a
Elijah.
throw in for us.
Did pretty well there. They want to throw a 1v3.
Well earned. Diego now. Into Peck.
Peck's playing
No
with 10.
shooter switching here.
Yeah.
I
Harbor.
think everyone is just playing everywhere at this point.
Yeah. Is that it? Okay. Well, the
Gets smashed
Galaxy have
up.
1 minute. It's gonna be Mero Garces collecting out of the back. Everyone in the pitch is in their half now. Oh, that ball falls for Diego Fagundes. Almost an own goal. Oh, the goalkeeper is gonna sit on that for a while, but I don't know what Diego. Yeah.
That was a great ball in for Harbor Miller.
Yeah.
Couldn't have asked for better.
That was just so threatening.
Well
I'm
defended.
not sure what Fagundes was complaining about there, but he was complaining about something.
He was trying to say that was a pass back. It's not a pass back, but
Yeah, no. Miguel Berry, this is it. Dying embers of the game. Final 10 seconds. Clock's ticking for the Galaxy.
And there's
And we're just going to blow it. Okay. The Galaxy
Disappointing.
fall 1-0 to Herediano. I don't know why we didn't get one last attack there, especially when we didn't play like 3 minutes of that.
call it 10
But-
seconds. Isn't it?
I mean, it is what it is. If we couldn't get it in 96 minutes, we didn't deserve it. You know, Galaxy fall 1-0 here.
I'm gonna
Third
need to delete
consecutive
Twitter
loss.
for the next week. I'm gonna need to delete Twitter for the next week. It's gonna be
Yeah.
bad.
It's gonna be so bad.
the noisy neighbors are only going to be getting noisier. That's for sure.
And we still have,
It's not even just them; it's ourselves at this point.
yeah,
Like, it's become so toxic.
yeah. It is what it is, guys. The Galaxy fall 2-1 here. We will go over this result as well as St. Louis on Tuesday's podcast. Last thoughts on the game, guys.
Just not enough intensity, I guess you can say, especially in the dying minutes. Just feel like you weren't getting enough crosses in the box. Just a little Hail Mary there's. You just couldn't get those off. I feel like some players could have stepped up more. I mean, Fagundes had the cameo. I didn't think he did too well. Again, I agree with you guys saying Royce did step up. However, again, in my opinion, he should have had a better game. I think Ramirez needs to have a better game. But yeah, my man of the match goes to Harbor Miller through and through. Proved it. He showed that he should be starting for future games if Yamane and Cuevas are out. But I will have no issue with Harbor Miller starting against St. Louis on Sunday.
Yeah. Go ahead.
I was pretty optimistic after the first half. Second half was what we've seen in the first two games, though. It was flat. It was not a lot going forward. mistakes leading to goals like we've seen. I agree with you, Sean. Harvey Miller, man of the match. I think Royce stepped up. He could step up more. I think everyone can step up more. No one's playing as good as they can be right now. Yeah, McCarthy was solid. Not solid enough to take Musevic's place yet, but I think he was good. But we just need something in the final third. Who's gonna grab the game by the scruff of its neck and win us a game, put the ball in the net? Because right now it's kind of just hope Peck does something magical, and if not, oh well. So another frustrating one.
Yeah, I agree with both of you. I think a third consecutive loss is just gut-wrenching, but this team is missing a lot of players. I think the young stars stepped up better than perhaps I thought they would. I agree. Harvey Miller is my man in the match as well. Galaxy are going to need a huge return leg at home, because if they get one away goal, it's going to be looking really, really bad for our chances of going through. And this Costa Rican team, Herediano, are very, very eager to cause an upset on the Galaxy. And you see it because they wanted this match. They really wanted every 50-50 tackle. They're throwing everything on the line. And I thought the Galaxy did okay in some spurts of the game. I thought we gave up a lot of big chances, but I also think that we created some things that we could have probably capitalized better on. Our end product in the final third, I think oftentimes you'll see where like our whole team is in their half, and then we'll just play it back. We'll just start playing it back, and then we'll get lethargic. We play a lot better and we create our best chances when we're counterattacking. I feel like when we have numbers, when we have space, but when we're overcrowded into the other team's half, I feel like everything goes wayward. But I think the Galaxy will show up a bit better against St. Louis. I think we did a good job at conserving the amount of minutes that some people played. So you'll probably see a pretty good lineup against St. Louis. But it's a disappointing result. We're not trying to mask that. It sucks. And we're going to need a massive turnaround. And the coaching staff has to figure this one out ASAP. We can't slide 4 games in a row. It can't happen. So, yeah, that's all from me. Last things, you guys could plug one last time. Make sure if you haven't to like and subscribe. We're going for 200 subscribers. As for me, I'm LA Galaxy _Buzz on Instagram. And go ahead, Griffin.
Yeah, I'm Griffin. Follow the Talking Galaxy Instagram page, just Talking Galaxy, no G or 1G for Galaxy. But follow there. We'll be promoting next pods and get some clips up there of the pods. So yeah, Sean.
I'm Sean. I run Galaxy News 101 on Instagram and on Twitter. So go ahead and go check out over there.
Yeah, absolutely. All of these guys make great content. And I appreciate every one of you tuning in. We will see you again on Tuesday for our live podcast of a review of St. Louis and this game. So see you guys. Thank you.
See you guys. Thank you.
Have a great night, everyone.